What's good, motherfuckers? How we doing? How are we doing today? I feel like I'm kind of reaching coming on today, but I'm kind of addicted talking to you motherfuckers. So let's go. How we all doing? Let's put that. Yeah, that was unnecessary, man. But I guess she's the one that did it, so how you doing, Chris? How you doing today, my man? I really fucking hate this the way that YouTube's laid out now. I much preferred when the comments were on the bottom. How the fuck do I? Maybe it's not possible to move that shit. It's been a pretty slow day in the MMA news front. Nothing too much to get into, but I'm sure we'll find a way. Oh, I'm just doing a quick check to see who else is on live today as well. Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. A little bit tired. Got some shit planned for tomorrow, but all good really. Can't complain too much. My G Tino, how you doing, bro? Tino, how you feeling about the Elliot Anderson and Minter stuff? I was a little bit disappointed, but I guess we had to get it done. My boy. Hopefully now that all that bullshit is behind us, we can just get on with what's important and actually signing some people to make the team better. Yeah, man. Yeah, no. The thing and the worst thing is, yeah, not only is there no UFC this weekend, but there's we've got two terrible cards before we get to 304, and I mean terrible cards. You know where you're like, oh, well, there's a couple on there. There's for hardcores, you might be able to. Nah, these two cards are horrible. How you doing, Side A, my man? What's good in the hood? Weston, how you doing, man? Another Newcastle fan I didn't know existed. You know what? Yeah, I wish I had to come back for that, but I've literally met like one Newcastle fan in real life in my entire life. One. And I knew the guy for like 6 months before he admitted it. So that would tell you really. But I'm quite far away from Newcastle, and ironically, the guy that I met was a guy that I was working with in China, and I had no idea he was a Newcastle fan until like several months into knowing him. Like I had dinner with his family and all that shit. Did America win? Yeah, I haven't been keeping up with the Copa America at all. Doesn't really get as much coverage over here. I guess nobody really gives a shit. Who did they beat? America always good value in any sport. You guys always give it a go. You're never like utterly shit, even when you should be. You always manage to pull something out the back. Like, I remember when you first entered the soccer scene, like 2 decades ago. You should have been shit, but you managed to win a couple of games. So fair play. You guys ready to witness greatness? Oh, they play in an hour, so it's one of those preemptive. It's one of those preemptive celebrations. You've had like a couple. You've had a couple games though so far, right? I'm pretty sure I saw you win one. So I've typed in America football and I've fucked that up. There we go. Right, and now I'm getting some next bullshit. Do you know, I give up. Apparently it's going to be a lot harder than I thought. Lol, cook some stuff on Minter and Anderson video dropping after 10 hours. But yeah, gutted. Yes, gutted, especially Minter. We need a right winger, yet selling someone with great potential. PSR or something else. I think it's looking like we're going to. Gordon seems to be kicking up some stink as well about wanting to go to Liverpool. So we might be getting rid of him as well, which would be disappointing. I guess he must be pissed off that we were considering letting him go. That he was one of the names that come up. But we don't really have that many sellable assets. So I don't think he should be that offended. I'm amazed that we got two teams to pull on buying. I know that Minter had a good season last season, but and Elliot Anderson. I mean, the money we got for both of them, nobody was expecting that. There's definitely some dodgy stuff going on, but I'll take it. At least we're not going to have to worry about any points deductions or anything like that. Refs fuck the USA versus Panama. I thought you won that game. I could swear you were doing. Oh, you lost. Oh, fuck me. Timothy Weah. All right. Didn't know he was playing for you guys. But you won the first one, yeah. So I assume if you win this one, you're going to be safe. You're going to be home and hosed. Can't wait for old Paddy the Baddie. Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah. I'm so like underwhelmed by that fight that like I completely forget that he's on UFC 304 at all. The Bobby Green matchup just doesn't do that much for me. And it's such a good card that one's kind of gone under the radar. I'm not the biggest Paddy the Baddie fan anyway. I definitely hate him a lot less than I used to. But yeah, Tino is depressing, but we'll see how things pan out. The thing is I assume that because our financial situation's sorted out now, we'll be able to bring some good guys in. And we've been linked with some good talent, so we'll see. We've got the goalkeeper situation sorted out, so we'll see how things go. I'm quietly optimistic that it's going to be a good off season. Yeah, 304 might on paper be one of the best cards of the year. It's not too far off. It's not too far off being as good as 304. Sorry, as 300. You got like Manel Cap on there. Obviously you got Aspinall and Blades. The Leon Bilal fight's fine as well. I mean, I'm glad to see that fight happen because it is intriguing. Allen and Chikadze. It's a good card. It's a really solid card. Even down on the prelims, having Duncan and Rodriguez is it's an even better replacement fight than the original one. So I'm really looking forward to going to it. I'm actually considering maybe going to UFC Paris as well, but I'm not sure what's on the. How you doing, Larry, bro? Good to have you back. Yeah, I got like an email from the UFC today about buying early tickets for Paris, but I don't know who's on the card yet, so I might hold off. We just got to get through two shit fight night cards to get to 304, and that's basically what's going to be it. I mean, I'll manage to drum up some excitement from it just from like betting on the cards, I guess. And I actually prefer that she's fighting Tracy Cortez over the Rose is fighting Tracy Cortez over Macy Barber, because I think Macy Barber's pretty shit. So it is what it is. I mean, the cards are horrible, and I think they've still got to add a few more fights to it because it looks. The last time I checked, there were 4 cards on the prelims. There are 4 fights on the prelims, and then 6 cards on the main card. And I'm sure there's going to be more than that by the time the card takes by. Never buy tickets early. You never know who drops out. Tickets might plummet. The thing is, being in the situation that we are in the UK, if I was in America, I would definitely be on that tip. Like I wouldn't do it. But this was like the one opportunity we had, and we very rarely get numbered cards in the UK as well. So I know that even if there's dropouts, they'll make an effort to have good replacements ready to some extent, you know. So I'm not that worried. Like, I'm sure we're going to get some dropouts along the way because it's just been that kind of year. Um, that's it. That's a funny thing because if Blades wins, does he become the interim champion? Is the interim championship like actually on the line? Because that doesn't happen that often. It just goes to show what a whole shit show the whole situation is with John Jones. The fact that Tom's won the interim and is now defending it before Jones gets back in there. What did you guys think of the whole like Jones Alex situation with him saying he'd fight him if he beat Tom Aspinall? I mean, it's a fairly obvious question to ask, but damn lucky bastard. I want to go to that card so bad. Would be amazing first UFC event to go to. Yeah, I went to a UFC fight night like years ago when I was living in China, and it was amazing. But it wasn't on the same level. It was a relatively small card. Like we didn't know at the time that Zhang Weili was going to become who she was. I didn't even know who she was going into that fight, and I'm fairly hardcore. And I was like, "Who's fighting Jessica Andrade?" Like, all right, like Chinese fighter, I guess. I get it, but it ended up being a hell of an event. Yeah, Blades would be interim champ. That's wild to me. But I assume then, as soon as John Jones fights, they're just going to strip whoever it is at the belt anyway. The whole thing's fucking silly. I want to put some moolah for France versus Portugal. I assume you're going to go with France on that one. Portugal looks shite today. But no one's really been really that good. Like Germany were good. Germany have looked pretty good. Spain have looked pretty good. But no one's been like mind-blowing. For me, this has been the worst tournament of football I've ever seen. I've struggled to have any kind of excitement about it. Aspinall going to be stripped of his interim title if he beats Blades. If Blades wins, they also throw the belt in the trash. I mean, they might as well. We all know it's just to make the fight seem bigger than it was. But again, it's one of the rare occasions where we all actually see the interim champion as the real champion. Your dad was at that Portugal game. You guys seem to get like your family seems to get around and do stuff. Like it sounds like that because you've been to quite a few events yourself as well, yeah. You seem to be one of those guys that like I want to become that guy where I'm turning up to like as many events as I can get my hands on. Like I kind of decided going to the Abu Dhabi one because I don't think it's really worth the ticket price. And also Abu Dhabi's like not the greatest place. It's an all right country, but there's not much to do there. So whereas going to Paris, you can justify like, there's stuff you can do in Paris. But at Abu Dhabi, it's like I'd basically be going for the event and then coming home. So it doesn't really seem worth it. He was in Frankfurt visiting his brother. I'm actually going to Germany this summer. I'm doing a little like European. I almost said tour there. You know, just like gonna do Spain, Germany, and Italy for 4 weeks. So it should be sweet. Everyone has been pretty mid. I hope Ronaldo won though for Ronaldo, but I doubt he's bro. As soon as I saw him start crying after he missed that penalty, I was genuinely laughing. Like I was laughing my ass off for a solid 5 minutes, which is quite a long time. I reckon Spain beats Germany and France beats Portugal for the Copa America. I don't see USA beating Uruguay today, and Brazil versus Colombia is going to be interesting. Are Uruguay still good though? I mean, they're always a solid footballing nation, but I can't really think of any standout guys they've got. I'm probably wrong about that too. But no, you're probably right. I think like I think England are going to get bounced out by Switzerland as well. So I can see it being like Switzerland and Austria in one semi-final, and then I think Germany will get past Spain just because that the home advantage means a lot in these kind of situations. So I'm seeing like Germany, France semi-final, and then Austria and Switzerland in the other semi-final. That's probably what I'd go with. I work in travel, so I've been all over. That is a sweet job to have. Like essentially, that's why I ended up taking the job that I had because you can pretty much do that job anywhere. So Antarctica, Jesus, man, that's like a bucket list one. I would love to do something like that at some point, but I'm not very well acclimatized at dealing with like difficult, like difficult environments and stuff like that. I like my comforts now. I've become a little bit like a house cat. Ripping a massive womp. Cheers, listening to the better dog in Nate while doing it. You're never gonna let this go, are you? I feel like I should just never concede just to keep this rolling. We can keep it going for the next decade, maybe. I just hope that they have fun. You're talking about the Americans, yeah? They could beat Uruguay today. Would a draw be enough? It's hard to travel a lot when you have kids. Yeah, I mean, I tend because like I'm kind of able to do it now because I mean my son's like relatively young. But having said that, like now that he's starting school in September, it's obviously going to be a different thing. So I don't know if it's going to be very feasible. It's going to have to literally be like when holidays and stuff come up. Because UK schools really give you a lot of shit when you take kids out for any amount of time. Like, because it kind of affects their numbers and whatnot and how much funding and shit that they get. So if you take a week out and you can't properly explain it, they're on you. It's just not worth the hassle. So we'll see how things shape up. I'm like quietly well, I guess I'll find out like when it gets down to it, how feasible it is, I suppose. But no, you're right. There's probably gonna have to be some drastic changes for sure. For sure. Hang on a sec. I've just got my YouTube open. But yeah, it's kind of a bummer that we've got a bummer that we've got no card this weekend. But at the same time, I'm kind of happy that we don't. I'm a bit apathetic at the moment after the last few cards we've got. Next time I visit UK, I'm skipping London. Might as well visit Pakistan. Yeah, London just like obviously I grew up in London, so I spent like the first like 27 years of my life there or something, and I never thought I'd leave there. But since getting a bit older, I don't feel the same thing when I go back there. I don't know what it is. It's just not it's overly expensive now, and I've done everything that kind of needs to be done there. So outside of visiting the odd person, I don't really see the point. Like in terms of like what countries are on your list that like you'd never visit, even if you got a chance to like visit anywhere? Is there anything that's top of the list where you'd be like, no matter what, you'll never find me there? I've heard London has gotten really bad. It depends on depends on how you see it. It's been getting a lot of bad press like for the last few years, but it still is what it is. You know, you could have good nights out there. There's always good restaurants and stuff to go to. There's always culture to. If you're someone who doesn't spend a lot of time in London or hasn't been there a lot, there's always stuff to do there. But for me, it's just kind of played out. Pakistan's up there. To be honest, I don't mean to sound like this guy here, but India is very much up there for me. I'd never go to India. Okay, India. Literally, as I said it. India. India just seems too crowded for me. It's not like a cultural thing or anything like that. It's just more that it's just too crowded for me. Pretty much all those. Yeah, Iran's got to be up there as well. Yeah, I mean, you're adding some of the obvious ones now, like Lebanon and Sudan and anywhere where you can get your head blown off stepping off the plane. Do you know what I mean? Would be on the list. But yeah, there's. I think India would definitely be. I'd never see myself going to India. I don't see that being a thing. Shit, I'm here. How you doing, Paradox? You know what city was dope? Prague. Prague is supposed to be really nice. It's on my list as well. How you doing, Paradox? Good to see you, my man. Yeah, Prague is definitely on the list. I was supposed to go to Prague a couple of years ago. A friend of mine was having a bachelor due there, and there was some issues when we got to the airport. Like someone I was traveling with had got the wrong visa, and I was literally going to leave that person there. But and I did think about it, but I ended up doing the right thing and not going. But that was an opportunity missed because apparently they had a wild one. But no, that's definitely on the list. Like there's a lot of places in Europe. Like I haven't been to France, for example. And France is literally like half an hour away. Madrid is one of my favorite cities as well. I've been there twice. I prefer Barcelona, to be honest, because we saw a few Gaudi exhibits and stuff like that, and we went to La Familia, and I'm not really a cultured person, in the sense of like, I don't really give a fuck about museums. I find them boring. Um, but going to that cathedral was pretty impressive. Lisbon's on the list as well. I've never been to Portugal. So all these places are kind of that. I've never been to Germany as well. Haiti. Is that not far up there for you now? I've been to somewhere like I've been to Zanzibar. I've been to Barbados, Japan. Been all over the place. Did like all over the Middle East. Been to loads of Asian countries. I need to go to Venice before I croak, or before it sinks into the ground. Would be a good time. Felt unwelcomed in Barcelona. That's interesting, man. What was it specifically? Were you doing something that was out of pocket? And the French, they hate Americans. They're not too fun. They're not too fond of the British either. French people are notoriously quite arrogant. So that's not really too high on the list for me, if I'm being real. But like, I am gonna, like, I had the opportunity to go there this summer, and it was like, nah, we'll do, like, and I've been to Italy before, but I'd rather go back there. But Germany and like I said, going back to Spain felt like the right move. So that's what it's gonna be. Maybe next summer I can do like some of the more obscure European destinations, but we'll see how it goes. Damn, no one talking about Smethwick, Birmingham. The fuck? Yeah, yeah. Birmingham's a shithole, mate. It just is what it is. Cheds, who's more stuck up, the French or the Japanese? I obviously haven't been to France yet, but I can comfortably say Japan. Japan was a bit of a mixed bag. Like, it's my favorite country I've ever visited in a lot of ways. But they were like, the place was so clean and the people there were so polite. I really I really found them very sort of welcoming. The Japanese, like, it was they're very like over the top, like their whole culture is kind of predicated on that, like politeness and good etiquette. So I will swing by Paradox. We can chill with Leon. It's a shame, yeah, that we didn't all get things going, like that we didn't all meet up a couple of months ago, because we could have planned like a UFC 304 thing. And there's a very good chance that I might have an extra ticket for 304 as well. There's a very strong chance that I might. The Chinese are dicks. I can say that from experience. I lived in China for ages, and they are, especially like regular people, they are next level sneaky and rude, or they can be. I enjoyed living there, but with Chinese you get extremes. They're either extremely rude or extremely polite. It's very come on, Chris, beautiful place, Saint ads. Yeah, so I might be looking to Frankie, I'm on my way. Bro, if you make it over here, you're more than welcome to it. I'm definitely like I've heard new arms. I've heard Newcastle is the center of I've only been to Newcastle once, and it's a bizarre place in a good way. Like, the last time I went there, it was when it was years ago. It was when David Hay was fighting Valuev, that giant, and Newcastle were playing in the championship. And I thought, I might as well go there because it would be good to see the team win for once. It's like a different. It feels like you're stepping into a different planet. Like, you go to a bar at 3 p.m. and there's just all the bar maids are like naked for some reason, like, inexplicably. So that was cool. And I had a hell of a. It was a tale of two situations. So, like, the first part of the night was like so sick. We saw the game, then we went to a sports bar and watched David Hay and Valuev. And I had a friend with me who looks a little bit like David Haye. So after he won the fight, we were going around town and people were like taking pictures of him and it was crazy. But then I made the stupid decision of like not booking a hotel for the night. I thought, oh yeah, we'll just wait until 5 o'clock in the morning and then get the first bus home or whatever. I didn't really have much money then. And it was a poor decision. Like it was freezing. We ended up going to this casino. We didn't have much money with us. So it sucked. Like, so the first part was as amazing as it could get. And then the second part was just dog shit. Armsby, Newcastle is the most chavvy gay nitpickers in the fucking. Oh, for fuck's sake. I mean, the thing is, yeah, the night out that we had is where it kind of went off. So it got to about 11 o'clock when the David Haye fight finished. And when we tried to go to a club, it was shit. It was dog awful. Terrible. Overly expensive, especially at the time for me. I was like, God damn. The women there were all kind of like, they were very gobby. I didn't enjoy the experience after that at all. And I haven't been back since. So that will tell you. I used to go to Newcastle College. Everyone was either rough as toast or gay as possible. That's not what I would expect from Newcastle. Do you mean gay as in that kind of, like, Jones kind of gay? Or like the different kind of gay? I don't know what different kind of gay you'd be on about, but no in between. I have a friend, American, who started a school in Beijing. Some rivals got him arrested on some business technicality. He was jailed for 2 weeks. Sus chinks. I should have to point out here, my son is half Chinese. So, fuck you, bro. And fair play at the same time. The thing is, yeah, most of my experience in China was amazing. I'll be real. But like I said, I got into fights with like some like cab drivers was one. I always used to get into like altercations with them because they'd always try and rip me off. And like I said, I almost got thrown in jail for an altercation I had with one of them. Used some of that MMA fan experience on him. Landed some really nice leg kicks on him. David Haye fighting a man literally a foot taller than him. That was a great night. It was a great night. Armsby, yeah, that's spot on. My great grandfather came from Newcastle to Canada. True fact. So he grew up in Newcastle and then went to Canada. Sounds like you got upgrade, to be fair. Western sounds like a Chigga Nink moment. Like I said, I've had mixed experiences with Chinese people. I don't think as a whole they're bad, but is what it is. No, like leather jackets with fishnet sleeves and red green mohawks. Wow, man. I can't say I experienced that way. That there, but maybe it's changed since. Now don't worry about it, Weston. I'm just playing. I don't give a shit. Hey girl, how you doing? Oh, thanks for popping in. I appreciate you having me on in the background. That definitely helps me out in more ways than one. Helps with the viewership hours and all that. So I really appreciate it. Hope work and everything's good. We've disowned. He's now true Cockney. We've disowned true. So Armsby, are you actually from Newcastle as well? Yeah. Oh, you said you went to Newcastle college or university? I've heard it's a good party town. And disowning True Geordie was the right move. That guy's zesty, to say the least. How you doing, M Gal? Nice to see you. Now we're getting a good turnout tonight. I wasn't expecting this. Monday. Is it Monday? Today's Monday, right? Early Tuesday morning. I was expecting it's usually dead, especially with no card on this weekend. Are you ready for Leon Bilal? I'm ready if Leon whoops his ass. The thing is that I imagine when that fight takes place, it's going to be like 6 o'clock in the morning and everyone's going to be probably maxed out at that point. So it's the perfect fight to have on at the very end, I guess, when everyone's ready to go to fucking bed. But yeah, it's been I feel like it's been a very up and down year for MMA. It just has. You're the king of MMA YouTube. Yeah, that's not the case. That's not the case, and never will be the case. I need to start calling out some fuckers. Maybe start some beef with like an MMA YouTuber that's quite big that I hate. Just randomly start popping off on people. That might be the only way to like climb on the top on the heads of like others. That might be the way to do it. Leon striking is really good. He landed disgraceful shots on Usman. That quickly turned into the worst backhand-handed compliment I've ever heard. But you're not wrong. He was great in the second fight. I think Leon gets a lot of shit for being boring, but he's not that bad. He's efficient. Like what he does works. I don't blame him. Your boy Dougie's Corner got 1,000 subs. I saw. I'm really happy for him, you know. Because the thing is, that when there was a point when he and I were very much at the same point. I think it was when we were at about 650 or something, maybe at 600, and he's just skyrocketed, man. He's doing his thing. Like I saw his video today where he unpacked his Xbox and whatnot, and he's just seeing him. He was like a little boy at Christmas. It was quite heartwarming. I loved it. So now I'm really proud that he's doing well, and I can see him progressing really nicely. The community he's got there is great. So yeah, we'll see. But I'm really happy with him. Hang on a sec. Frankie loves True Geordie. Yeah, there was a time I used to like him, but that day is long since over. Who would have thought that June would have gotten this bad for MMA? I called it though. I made a video again that no one watched when all the fights were put on paper, and I was, they were talking about it being the best, most stacked month in UFC history, and I balked at that. I thought it was shit, and this was obviously before all the cancellations. But I never thought it was that. And it's turned out to be the worst month ever. But it's not, it's not all bad. We've got a horrible July to look forward to as well. That might be worse. Yeah, my buddy has 3 half Chinese, half Jewish children. That's quite a mix. Jewish and Chinese mix. I wonder, that must be a political nightmare. Newcastle is so far northern England, it's really a part of Scotland. Yeah, I feel like we've got the Newcastle guys there on the border just in case the Scots get a little bit too happy with themselves and try to invade us. Having hardcore Newcastle people from Newcastle right on the border to protect the country seems like a smart choice. It seems like it was contrived. Like they're there to basically be the first line of defense, and we can sort our defenses out while they get all slaughtered. I reckon they'll put up a good fight. MMA Guru exposed the shit out of True Geordie. A lot of people have exposed the shit out of MMA of True Geordie, and I know that he is a bit of an MMA casual, but he's got his fingers in so many shit pies at the moment that I never really take him seriously. Not anymore. To be fair, he's doing his thing. Mayonnaise is an instrument of vomit. I hate mayonnaise. I hate all condiments. If Leon loses to Bilal, we should disown him as well. Believe me, that's definitely gonna. I will literally shit all over him if that happens. Having Bilal as champion is like a nightmare scenario to me. Like somebody asked me the other day, like, would you prefer to see Leon win the belt or Izzy win the belt? And I was like, I genuinely didn't know, and that's how bad it is for me because we all know how I feel about Izzy. Damn, man, I love Dr. Pepper. It's top 3 sodas in my opinion. Nah, not for me. I always used to think that Dr. Pepper and Cherry Coke tasted very similar, and I'm more of a Cherry Coke guy. I mean, I don't really drink soda anymore because I'm not 12, but if I had to choose. Have you ever been to Leeds, MMA Stew? I have been to Leeds. I went to Leeds when I was in university. It was one of the like student towns that everyone would go and visit. So Leeds was pretty sick when I went there, but again, I was a student who was like just, I was doing my pussy tour, and Leeds was up there. Not gonna lie, if Scotland invaded England, we would probably join the Scottish, and rightfully so. Those that turncoat situation. I think you guys are on the cusp, really, Because you do behave more Scottish than you do English, and I mean that in a good way. Imagine a fight between MMA Guru and True Geordie in Misfits Boxing in London. True Geordie would fuck him up. But they're both of a similar size. I think True Geordie would kill him. True Geordie is like... MMA Guru's big, but True Geordie's like 6'4", and he's massive. And he's done some serious boxing training. I think he'd blast him. Out. If Leon loses, he's dog shit. If Leon loses, everything he's done before that becomes null and void. It's literally that. Frankie is a dry guy. In what sense, Weston? Bilal is known as a guy who can't finish his girl, must be happy. Yeah, man. You can't lose to Bilal and show your face ever again. Thoughts on Clay going to Dallas? I'm all right with it. I knew he was leaving, and I don't really think it strengthens Dallas that much. So I'm all right with it. Clay's kind of cooked. And for me, the Warriors' whole thing is over. So I'm kind of like, man, I'm happy to go through the next 5 years of winning nothing, and then hopefully they pick their shit up again. They're not going to win anything again. And apparently they're trying to go after Markkanen, who would be a better replacement, I think. Frankie has his chips without salt, eats them with a knife and fork too. That's actually not that far from the truth, to be honest. I don't put anything on my fries or my chips or whatever you call them. Bit of salt, that's it. No ketchup, no mayonnaise, no brown sauce. All that stuff is abhorrent to me. Disgusting. I'd rather dip my chips in my own cum, to be honest. Given the choice, genuinely, I'd pick my own cum. I don't think I've tried cherry coke. I mean, it tastes like piss, but they all do. Northern Ireland has a really weird accent. I thought they were joking, but it's actually really how they talk. Yeah, they're kind of like and because I'm from the south, because I'm from Republic of Ireland, we're always ragging on those cunts. They sound, and the thing is that they're very soft and they're right up that English bumhole. Like they literally suck England off so hard it's almost embarrassing. Have you ever watched the show Workaholics? All 7 seasons. I love Workaholics. Workaholics is a sick show. Loved it. What was it? Anders and what's the other guy's name? That dude who thinks he's yoked. I should remember their names. It's pretty bad. I remember Anders because it's just funny. Blake, is it? Blake, Anders, and can't remember the other guy's name. The yoked one. When you come into America, the plan is probably December. Probably. When's the next Miami event? Maybe I can work that in. Because the thing is, it's got to be like either. It's not really worth it in October when my kids got half term, but maybe I could do December. Unless there's an opportunity to. Because the thing is, if I go, I have to go for at least 2 weeks. It's not worth hopping over the pond for 5 or 6 days or whatever it is. It's just not worth it. Who's more salty, Hill or Pyfer? The thing I don't like about Pyfer is I said this yesterday. He's got this weird, like, angry energy, and he's a bitch, and he takes handouts at 24 years old from other grown men. So I don't respect that gentleman whatsoever. I think he's an absolute puss, if I'm being real. And the calling out Paul Craig just makes me sick to my stomach. That's probably the easiest call out of a name you could get in the middleweight division. It just grosses me out. Fuck that guy. What was that, Aaron? What did I miss? Guru got the diabetic hand speed. Yeah, Guru. I think he's going to end up doing that at some point. But I wanted to talk about the Guru thing actually because he there was a video of him that came out. I think he's on the verge of having a major downfall. I think it's going to happen because he said something on stream a couple of weeks ago, apparently, where he was basically complaining that because he gets so many donos, he can't enjoy watching MMA events anymore because he has to read them out. I mean, if that's a statement that says you've gotten out of touch, I don't know what is. To turn around and be complaining about the fact that you're making thousands and thousands and thousands a week, possibly more, and you're complaining because you have to read out comments from people that are supporting you, and it's preventing you from really enjoying the events. That sounds like the beginning of a downfall for me, and people are not going to appreciate that because I'm sure there's loads of people that have donated to him, like who have followed the journey, and they're like, this cunt is now saying that me donating to him is a hindrance. It's proper gross, man. Pfeiffer had a brutal KO, though I thought he killed Mark Andre. It's Mark Andre Barriot, though. Doesn't have much power, trades in the pocket. He had to knock him out. That was a get back on track win, if there ever was one. Yeah, if you ever come to Florida for a UFC event, I'll make the trip too. That sounds like a deal, bro. That sounds like a deal. I've definitely got to have you over here in the UK sometime. All of you are always welcome. I've got a pretty big house, but I've got cameras everywhere, so be careful. I will call the police. If you ever seen Workaholics, you should get the dry guy reference. Do you know what? Yeah, I have seen all 7 seasons, but I do need. It's the kind of show that I'd watch it again because it's the ultimate like stoner series. Do you know what I mean? A lot of the time, I'd have it on in the background while I was doing something else because it's that kind of show. Miami event will be in March next year. I might be able to work that around Easter then. I've wanted to go to Miami for the longest time because I've heard it's like the Wild West of America, and that's right up my alley. But I might have to arrange it around a time when I could maybe not bring my kid along because I'm scared of guns. I live in Miami, so I go to all the Florida. So Mgao and Aaron are both in Miami. You guys need to hook up. Not in that way, or maybe in that way. I mean, it's a new world, so I don't know what you guys are into. Blake and Adam, lol, character names are their real first names. That's how you know when people are real stoners in real life, when they make a TV show and they can't be asked to give themselves fictional names. I have massive respect for that. I went to London. It was such a big city. It's a very compacted city. Like geographical space wise, it's not that big, but because we've packed so much into such a little space, it feels enormous when it's not really that big. It feels like there's loads of little villages just packed together into one space. I still think London's a sweet city, but it's definitely lost its luster over the years. Pfeiffer should call out Bo Nickel. That should be the fight. They should have made that fight ages ago, but I guess because they're both young, they don't want to hype derail both of them at the same time. But I feel like eventually those two are going to clash. They're going to butt heads. It's just inevitable. They're both very young. I think it will be one that eventually happens for sure. And I'd probably take Bo Nickel in that fight. I want Pfeiffer versus Chris Curtis or RoboCop. Curtis is the perfect one. Curtis is who I want to see Pfeiffer fight. I think that'd be a really good matchup. And again, because Pfeiffer is not that good, I think Chris Curtis would beat him up. Because Chris Curtis has a hell of a chin. He's never been knocked out not just in his UFC career, in his entire career. So I don't think Pfeiffer could knock him out. And then it's a question of if you did it for 5 rounds, I think Curtis would fuck him up. I genuinely do. Guru getting too many donos for impressions. He's always going to have to pay piggies, though. Pay piggies. I just found out recently that he was paying some of his mods or something. I didn't know that was the case. I assumed his payroll was just himself, and that was it. It makes sense, though, because he has got pretty big, but to complain about making money on YouTube when all you do is sit there, stuff in your face, and talking about MMA is really showing you're out of touch. And I think he also mentioned that he's planning on retiring at 30 years old and just disappearing. So he must be making bank to think that he can retire at 30. Bo Nickel will fight Rodolfo Vieira on the Jones card in November. He'll beat him. Rodolfo Vieira has no gas tank, and he's very one-dimensional. I think Bo Nickel would destroy him, to be honest. That's what I think. Rodolfo Vieira is another balloon animal. Not suited to MMA. And we all learned that when he fought Fluffy Hernandez, just embarrassed himself horribly. Miami is the best city ever. So hot, though. See, I don't really deal too well in hot environments because I'm a pasty fuck that basically I mean, my entire ancestry is probably, I imagine, inbred Irish people going way far back. It would make sense. It would make sense considering the onset brain damage that I've got. I think Pytha's really good. It's just that he gassed out super bad in his first 5 rounder. I mean, Jack Hermanson is a tricky customer. I do think it was a step up too far too soon, but I understand why you got it. But and I thought Pytha was gonna. I like Jack Hermanson, and I would have wanted him to win. I didn't think it was gonna happen. I thought Pytha was gonna bong him out in the first round, and we all know how that went. But he's back on track now. Chris Curtis was KO'd out cold in PFL, bro. Are you sure about that? Really? I don't remember that. Mind you, I never watched Chris Curtis. I didn't even know Chris Curtis was in PFL. Maybe you're bullshitting me right now, and you are unveiling me as a fucking casual. Let's see. Oh, he has lost by KO once. By Ray Cooper the third. Wow. Ray Cooper the third can bang though. He won those first 2 rounds pretty easily. Yeah. Yeah, he definitely did. All right. The dry guy reference was from when the workout when they were all horned up and went to beat off in the car. I remember that. Yeah. That's a very specific reference. I mean, that whole thing was what, a couple minutes long. You'll never see that in another fucking show, though. The dry guy. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that now. That was funny as fuck. Disgusting fuckers. Properly on brando for those lot. But it goes to show you that that's really who they are. Because to even think of something like that is crazy. How you doing, Smelly Fingers? Nice to see you, my man. Wasn't that when Curtis took 2 fights on the same night? You what? You what? It is. Do you know what? Yeah, I'm letting that go then. He fought Magomed Karamov and lost by decision, unanimous, which was a 2-rounder for some reason. So it was a 2-round that and then he got, bro. That doesn't count as a KO loss. But losing twice in one night is fucking embarrassing. How did he manage to lose twice in one night? Was it like a tournament or something? And then he or was it a case of somebody else stood out and then he took up the fight? Like, was it one of those situations? What about ketchup for bad chips? I fucking hate ketchup. It literally makes me fucking hurl. I was saying this on another stream. If I had to have any condiment, I could fuck with mayonnaise just about, but never willingly. Chris Curtis walked out to Diddy in his last fight. Oh, that's unfortunate. If you walked out to Diddy in the last 2 years, you've been asking for it because the writing's been on the wall for that cunt. And his last fight wasn't that long ago. So he's asking for that. Pizza rolls and vanilla ice cream. I'm the kind of guy who'd like. I was gonna say something nasty. I'm gonna save it for never. I'm not drunk. I'm not gonna come up with that shit. So Frank, explain why you're so eager to dip your chips in cum. I wouldn't say I'm eager. Eager would be a bit of a stretch, but it was the most disgusting thing I could think of doing when comparing it to. I was trying to adequately explain my distaste for condiments in general, and I was like, "What's the most horrible thing that I would do in comparison?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, my own jizz," which I've heard on good authority is not that salty. So it seemed like the most disgusting example I could come up with. Ketchup is gross. It is fucking gross. And I don't get why it's so like universally loved. Why so many people literally dip, like they have more ketchup than chip. I find a lot of people. I think it's disgusting. Hating condiments is wild. Would you at least have oil and vinegar on a sandwich? Like I like oil. Like I'm the kind of, again, I come from that kind of I'm kind of that person where, like, I'd have like olive oil in balsamic vinegar with my bread. I've come up in the world, man. I've come up in the world. So yeah, I definitely fuck with vinegar. I do like vinegar. I'm getting attacked from all sides by Paradox here. Son of a bitch. I watch porns with ketchup. Oh, for fuck's sake. I don't even like. There are so many things running through my mind with that comment. I don't even know where to go. I don't even know where to go with that. Is jizz a condiment where you're from? For some people, it is. For some people, it is. For sure. As just the same as everywhere else in the world, I imagine. It is what it is. Look up Joey Diaz rant on condom. Whenever I think of Joey Diaz, I just think of him like, that thing he had on Rogan where he was talking about how sometimes he'd snort and he'd like get a hit of some cocaine that had been lodged up there for years, and I've just thought, oh. I always think of that when I think of Joey Diaz. I can't get that image out of my head. So you put vinegar on your chips, then you lied to me. I don't, but let me put it this way, yeah. If I got handed a bag of chips and they already had vinegar on them, I wouldn't be like, nah, fuck this, and wouldn't eat them. I wouldn't choose to put them on, but like, if they're already on, I'm like, fuck yeah, I could roll with it. Whereas with if ketchup's on my burger, that shit's getting thrown away. So vinegar I can fuck with, and like I said, olive oil. It might make me soy. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Have you ever been to Chile or Colombia? I have not. South America's one of the only. It's the only continent that left, other than Antarctica, obviously, that I haven't been to. So, oh, Moon. Now I've just realized who Moon P is. Fucking hell. I should have clocked when you started. I should have. Do you know what? Yeah, the fact that I made the jizz comment and you've turned up at the right time, you'll know this is very on brand for me. Potato pancakes is I haven't heard the word potato pancakes in fucking years. I haven't been to Chile or Colombia now, but they're definitely high on the list. Orlando Magic might be making their first real trade in like 5 years. What trade is that? What's the word on the street? I watched them going down on ketchup. Oh, you've just described my You've just managed to visualize what hell would be like for me. Like I can take the dick here, but not ketchup as well. That's going too far. Soy sauce and sweet water of a ladyboy. Oh my god. What have I cultivated here? I feel like I've made a mistake. When I got into this game, I was like, I'm going to be like a respectable person on YouTube, none of my real personality coming out. I'm just going to hide all that shit. And then the people that I'm attracting on here, I guess it was inevitable. I can't lie, I do that sometimes when I got fish and chips and don't got gravy. I fuck with gravy sometimes. But I think Western calling me dry is kind of reasonable. I don't really have much of a defense for that. So how have you got your burger? Cheese and onion. And sometimes if I'm feeling a little bit adventurous, I'll throw a leaf of lettuce on there. That's about it. I don't see the big thing about dipping your shit in some off-brand horrible bullshit. For me, condiments are comparable to jizz. I assume. I don't get it. I don't lather my shit in disgusting, horrible shit. I just don't. That's how I am. But I'm very much on an island alone for that, because pretty much 99% of people condiments. American cheese? I guess. I guess. I'm a big cheese fan in general. I'm a cheesy guy. I've been to a few countries in South America. Um, where's your favorite? And do you have any recommendations? You can take the dick pause. It's not going to be the last time I say something like that, even on this stream, let alone in general. You said you prefer jizz. I did. And I stand by that comment. Don't ask me how I know. I just know. It's at least very comparable. Dry burger is insane. It's not dry, bro. It's not dry, bro. There's cheese on it, and there's onion, like moist. I hate the word moist. Moist onions. That's not dry. And if you get your burger done in the thing is, yeah, I don't flame grill my burger like some kind of retard. I have my burger kind of rare, so I got that blood. It's never dry. And I don't eat some second rate cardboard burgers either. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've come up in the world. So yeah, get that quality meat in there. Dry ass motherfucker, you you and ITP would love each other. He don't like no sauces either. Do you know what? Yeah, I had a feeling that guy got it. But I tell you something, yeah, my son doesn't like them either. So I know it must be a genetic thing. Because I literally didn't give him any, like, you know, he's had opportunities where he's had, and he just went, oh, and threw it away. And I'm like, my boy. So I know it ain't just me. You know, it's not just me being soy. There's something in the DNA that just rejects horrible, fucking, disgusting bullshit. And I stand by it. Chris Gray, Orlando had more wins and playoff wins. Orlando's definitely on the up. I'd like to see Orlando win something. Be a nice story. I like a bacon cheeseburger with onion, ketchup, and sometimes mustard. Mustard is equally disgusting to me as well. I do fuck with bacon sometimes as well. Bacon on a burger with cheese is just slaps. I know a lot of people are like, yeah, I don't eat pork, bro, but I ain't that guy. I love me some pork. Fuck it. I've been to Chile, Peru, and Bolivia. All were okay. Oh, bro. I've got to be honest, that's not inspiring me right now. I figure if I'm going to do South America, I've got to do Argentina's very high on the list. Argentina will definitely be up there. Potentially Brazil, you know, just for the booties. So but yeah, Argentina will probably be first on the list. Aaron Tats and how many championships. It's about to get personal up in here. I love when Miami people beef. It's hilarious. You've been genetically predisposed to being a pussy old geezer. But yeah, but that's the thing though. If that's the case, it's not my fault, innit? There's nothing I can do about it. If I was genetically predisposed, it's somebody else's fault. I'm just along for the ride. So again, not bothered. Not fucking bothered. How many champions since LeBron left Miami? 0. Big smile. My dad is Polish and somehow hates mustard. What a reach. I didn't even know Polish. I didn't even know mustard was a Polish thing. For me, yeah, Polish things are like, you know, shaving your head, getting Nazi tattoos and nutting and basically headbutting people that come into your country. That's what I think when I think Polish. Aaron Tats still got one before without him and went to finals multiple times without that. How many times have Magic? They got those banners, right? It's a hard argument for Magic fans to say, but you should have a few more fruitful years to come. Sauerkraut. I've never had sauerkraut. And the funny thing is, yeah, I've got a jar of it in my fridge for some reason, but I've never had it. What do you tend to have sauerkraut with? Like, what does it work with? Because maybe what I'll do is I'll try it tonight and then I'll give you an honest review. Yeah, I didn't know Polish was a mustard thing either. Damn, how many Polacks does it take to screw in a light bulb? Polacks are dirty people, and they'd be the first to admit it. I don't think there's any shame in that, to be perfectly honest. I don't think there's any shame in that whatsoever. Shit, my laptop is just spazzed out. Stuck in the past. Jimmy is going to leave you. To be fair, he probably will. Jimmy's one of the biggest turncoats in the game. But yeah, that's what I think of when I think of Polish people. Just like National Front members and beating the fuck out of foreigners, pretty much. But no, you guys have definitely given me some food for thought. Three, one to hold the bulb and 2 to spin the. I've got to start reading through these things before I just indiscriminately read things out. Bratwurst and sauerkraut with sauerkraut is good too. Is bratwurst like some kind of sausage? I'm seeing, considering I'm going to Germany in a few weeks. Yeah, I need to. Bratwurst. Yeah, it's a sausage. Wow, I fucking nailed that. Shout out to the one Polish guy that lost to Ihor Pretoria. Ihor Pretoria is not that bad. And he's not that good, but he's not terrible. But yeah, bratwurst and sauerkraut. I might give that a shout when I get to, because Germany. I'm one of those guys who tries everything. So when I get over there, I'm gonna give everything a go. Kielbasa with mustard is a must for Polacks. Is kielbasa another form of? Why do I feel like that's a sausage as well? Surely I'm not going to get 2 in a row. It's another sausage. Fuck me. Why is it that I'm so knowledgeable about sausages? Weird. 18 viewers and 8 likes. Paradox is disappointed. I always forget people to like the stream. I always forget. I get so caught up in talking about sausages and jizz that I forget to ask people to subscribe and like the video. I get too easily distracted by all the jizz talk. Bratwurst is the S tier sausage. I'm pretty sure I've tried a bratwurst before. I like to consider myself a sausage connoisseur. Clip that up. Polacks, the Slavic people, have had a hard time. In what sense, sir? Yo, Mad Jimmy and no other superstar wants to go to Orlando and they want to go to the Heat instead, but it's all good. Need some competition. I'm surprised more people don't go to Miami because I swear your tax laws are like pretty sweet. If I was an NBA star and I was making like $20 million a year, that's where I'd be thinking of going. Because like you guys do pretty well on the tax front, right? Frankie, can you look up the dinosaur with 500 teeth? Why? Kielbasa is a quasi sausage. This is I don't know what to say anymore. I don't know what to say anymore to you lot. You're a sausage, Frankie. We're really sinking to new lows here. I Jizzed in My Pants is a goat song. That shit is hilarious. I love those dudes. Those Lonely Island fuckers were so funny. Just got done edging to zoo animals escaping from their enclosures and mauling humans. You're one of those guys, yeah? What animal in particular were you looking for? I'm not wearing any pants with zipper. I'm not wearing pants at all. I never wear pants on streams. I've just got my dick just hanging out right now. Which is why I hope I never get jump scared. Because I don't want an I show speed situation. Or maybe I do. Anything to get 5 minutes of fame. Do you know what I mean? Get your microscopes out. Or your telescopes. Apologies, boys. I'm just opening up my YouTube again because otherwise I can't add in polls if we decide to do them. Yeah, that was a line. Those guys are fucking hilarious. I like when they said I'll open the window and a breeze comes in. That was my favorite part of that song. Melson, where you watching me from? So you're poo bearing it. Melson, where you watching me? Melson's about the place. Oh wow, the great Paul George. You guys are bonkers turning down that guy. He really will win you that first ever title. Philly 76ers fans are acting like they've won the championship now. They do this every year to themselves. Every single year. They get someone else in who they think is going to change their fortunes and it never works out. Paul George is going to be very disappointing for the 76ers. Saw a bear rip a dude's face off. How did that make you feel? How was the experience for you? I'm kind of a bitch when it comes to stuff like that. I don't think I'd enjoy it that much. It tends to make me feel a little bit like, you know, I don't have a strong stomach for shit like that. Oh yeah, that cell phone one as well was funny. You wait, my dad. I threw it on the ground. Yeah, those guys were amazing. Those guys were amazing. What's the main guy's name from that again? The one who was in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. What's his fucking name again? I really enjoy that guy's humor. I know he's a goofball, but I'm white. That shouldn't surprise you. Really, I don't understand how to use it. What's a good site? How to use what? Are you looking for Jay-Z? How's it going, bro? Jay-Z, I hope you got my message about your YouTube channel. I think you should do it, sir. I think you should do it immediately. I'd say that to all of you. We should all make YouTube channels. And then just merge into like one big nasty glob. That's what we should do. We should all get on it immediately. Chris Gray, because they didn't want to spend 212 million on a 34-year-old player that's regressing. I said the same thing when the Warriors were linked with Paul George. I was like, I'd rather be shit for the next 5 years than pay that guy 212 million. And he always bottles it when it matters. He's never won a ring. That says it all. I'm not paying 212 million to a guy who's 34 and never won a title. Has he even been to an NBA Finals? I don't think he has. We could be like the Sidemen. Oh, for fuck's sake. Why did you have to make that comparison? We could be the Sidemen, but not shit. How about that? I'll go and check it out. I came to visit my family for the 4th. Oh, sick, man. I forgot that's about to go down for you guys. Somebody asked me that in a stream the other day. Like, what are you going to be doing for the 4th of July? Like, fucking nothing. It's just a regular Wednesday or whatever the hell it is for me. Thursday. I ain't gonna be doing shit. Yeah, we should just all of the gang in here, the community in here, we just make our own YouTube channels and we just support each other's shit and take over. We'll be like a what's the word? My brain isn't working today. It's like a fucked up weird gang that talk about jizz and fucking assholes. We should all get on it immediately. It's about to go down. Sidemen if they were racist and in the closet, like most of us are. It is what it is. But I mean, they are. I mean, so he basically would be the Sidemen then in that case. Wolf pack. Oh, that would be. The thing is, I've got a big. I told you, I've got a nice big wolf on my arm right here, so that works. You guys can see it. There it is, upside down. Yeah, sarcasm, man. PG can't do shit in the playoffs. He wouldn't finally get you to that first championship, so it doesn't mean shit. You turned it down. Yeah, yeah, that's a lot of money. It's like the weird thing was though, like Clay leaving the Warriors and then signing. How much money is he getting at Dallas? Not a lot. It's weird. 50 million for 3 years, and he was asking the Warriors for like 100. And in the closet, racist homo. That would be like, like if you had like a tagline for advertising this channel, it would be that. It would be like, how do you summarize Bad MMA Math's channel? A closet racist homo. Boom. You have a wolf on your arm. Yeah. So I've got like my son morphing into a. So there he is, the picture of him when he was the first time he sat up, and then across the reflection, a fully grown wolf. I know. I'm so creative. I'm a creative genius. That might be my favorite tattoo, to be fair. I've got a few. Paradox would be the KSI though. He can have that. Paradox can have that. Like KSI has kind of tricked me into potentially watching his fight on whatever the fuck it is later on in the month, because he's fighting 2 people at the same night, and I have a feeling he's going to embarrass himself because he's very shit. I have a feeling he might get knocked out in his first fight and he won't be able to make the second one, which would be hilarious. Frankie having a circle jerk party on July the 4th. I'm not even going to make that much effort, to be honest. July the 4th doesn't mean shit over here. As like I said in a previous stream, we might sit around lamenting the fact that we fucked up the whole America thing and let them get away. We almost had it there. We almost had another entire large piece of land to fuck with, and we fucked it up. It's pretty dope, no lie. KSI will actually lose. We can only pray. We can only hope. If I had like a top 5 most hated people on YouTube, the internet, he would be in the top 5. And I'm interested to know, who in like MMA terms or in YouTube terms, who if they died tomorrow, you genuinely be like, and I don't mean you're being a cunt about it, but you genuinely be like, or at the very least, meh. Curious. I like Dallas because I love Luca, but I don't think Clay is the same player, so I don't think it will take them over the edge. They're going to be defensively fucked because Luca Clay can't. Clay used to be a really good defender, but he's terrible. Now he's not very good defensively, and we all know what Kyrie Irving's issues are defensively, so it's going to be weird. Yeah, that's maybe why I'm a bit salty Western, to be honest. And bear in mind, I'm not really British. I know I sound like I've got a stick up my ass, but I was dragged here against my will when I was like 1 year old. I was happy back in Ireland with all that fresh air and all those lovely apple bitches. Yeah, one day we're gonna come and claim it back. The seeds have been planted. Yeah. Hang on a second. Hasn't he already done that against the other black kid and that skinny Mexican? I mean, in fairness, the 2 people he's fighting this time are a significant, like they're a step up in competition. So it's gone from like a 1 out of 100 to like a 2. So there is a significant or insignificant upgrade here. The 2 guys he's going to be fighting on the same night at least have a little bit of fighting experience. But the arrogance of this prick, I mean, he's going to get dusted. But he's probably paying them off. Because I swear that Anthony Taylor guy is in bed with that whole crew. He'll probably, they've probably got some arrangement in place. And then that other guy is another like influencer boxer who's all right, I guess. Come and take America back. We need some new management. Have you seen the way things are going on over here? We wouldn't be able to help you at all. Our situation is just as fucked up as you are. We've got like a slightly less version of what's happening now with you guys with Trump and Biden. Like the guys that we've got who are taking over, who are going to be taken over in the next election, are just as incompetent and just as cringy, to be honest. So I don't think we'd be much help. But I hope I'm wrong, though. Other than if they're playing the Heat or the Lakers, yeah, I understand that sentiment. Thoughts on the UFC on the 303 card as a whole? I'll be honest, yeah, I don't remember that much of it. I was pretty drunk. Paradox would be able to probably tell you a lot more about how I enjoyed it than I will, because he was holding down the fort while I was getting razzled. I'm gonna go with okay. But there were moments in it where I was like, yeah, this is kind of fun, but generally it was a disappointing card. But again, I'm very rarely genuinely disappointed these days because cards do tend to be pretty shit. Too many guns in the US, the Brits have no chance. There's more guns in Britain than you probably think, but I imagine if we were planning on raiding, we wouldn't go over there with a fucking fork and knife. Do you know what I'm saying? Just a thought. Dallas got Najee Marshall though, and he's a great 3-and-D player. Yeah, he's got. I mean, Dallas are going to be better next year. Just you know, because now you've had that experience of getting to a finals and losing. But we'll see. I see you guys are more on the up. So as long as you don't lose anyone too significant, and Kyrie actually, I just don't trust Kyrie. I don't trust him. The guy's way too flaky, and he bottles it in the big occasion most of the time. KSI already fought 2 bums before one night, and it looked fixed. So yeah, that's exactly what it is. All of these things are a fix. He's genuinely a scumbag. I want to see him fight Jake Paul, because I hate Jake Paul significantly less than I do him, and I think Jake Paul would beat his ass. So, Indian running America, same as in the UK, bro. Exact same thing. India's taken over everywhere. They waited for a long time. They've planted the seeds, and now they're up in everyone's business. I'd love to see Rishi versus Ngannou. That would be good. You can throw Gareth Southgate in there as well. We'll give him a chance and let Rishi and Gareth have a handicap match against him. So it might convince them to actually do it. You said it was good before the main card, and you scored it a 4 before the co-main. Was that what I said? Then you won 200 and felt bad about it. That was it. I felt bad, Jay, because I kind of screwed everyone over. Like, I was gonna pick Alex the entire time, and then at the last minute, I switched to Yuri, and then in the middle of the card, I was like, I'm gonna bet on Alex, and I made up fairly well. So I basically betrayed my entire community for a little bit of money. I'm a snake. What can I say? With Steve Mazzagatti as the ref. Yeah, Steve. I always call the fights off 30 seconds too late. Mazzagatti. What a ledge. What a legend. Have you talked about MVP trying to get intelligence on Ian Gary's camp? Apparently that was complete bullshit. But to be honest, even if it's true, I'm kind of like, first of all, it's a little bit strange. But I imagine that goes down a lot more than people think. I just think that MVP was stupid enough to get caught if he did it. Because I reckon everyone does that shit. They just tried to bribe the wrong homie. So I think it happens. UK would shoot the buckets off Marmite at USA if they fought them in the war. I will say this, and the US people in here are going to be pissed off, which will pretty much be all of you. We have a better army. Our army's smaller, obviously, because we don't have as many fucking people, but we have one of the best trained armies in the world. So watch your fucking mouth, yeah? Before I get the boys on you. And we don't play fair. So bear that in mind. I stuck with Pereira the whole time. This is the thing, Aaron. Yeah, as soon as you said Pereira, yeah, I should have stuck with you because you've been really solid this year. Doing the opposite of an Aaron Tats take tends to go back has gone badly for me this year. Dude, we should definitely run back 1776 with your redcoats for the marbles. You boys deserve the rematch. Yeah, we kind of got screwed over in that one. I think it was an early stoppage, to be honest. I think it was an early stoppage. If you ask me, I still think there was fight left in the old dog. Is it racist to call everyone I encounter the N-word, regardless of ethnicity, age, or gender? That sounds like egalitarianism at its finest, right there. I think you might have solved the world's issues completely with what you just suggested right there. I've got no problem with it. No email. Yeah, pretty much my take. Brother, the US military is insane. You don't understand. The thing is that our view of the American military is just like pissed off rednecks. I know the US, like all jokes aside, I know the US does have a good army, but we're different, bro. I feel like we might start something here. Yeah, man, I felt like it was. I felt like if the ref had given it a little bit more time to continue, we would have come back into it. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm saying we like I'm British. I keep making this mistake. I'm not British. I'm here as like an undercover agent. I need to remember that. It wasn't my choice to come here. You think I enjoy having this twatty voice? I don't. The Irish voice is so much cooler. I mean, look how far it got Conor McGregor. Imagine how far I could have gone if I had that cheeky Irish accent. To the moon. It's the fucking answer. I do that, but only with black people. Oh god. Damn, I'm impressed. Email Melson in chat and not all about random ITP slander. Give him time. Give him time. It will be there. Email's contribution to yesterday's stream was legendary. I really enjoyed it. Got a lot of like YouTube goss that I hadn't heard about. And the thing is that I went into that dude's what's that dude you told me to go to yesterday? The guy who Rigo got to lift his shirt up and jiggle about a bit. I jumped in there yesterday and I saw Rigo in there and I was tempted to say something out of pocket, but I was like, you know what? I need to go to bed in like 5 minutes. And I figure if I say something and he responds to me, I don't want to suddenly disappear and then he thinks he's won. But also, I don't really know him that well and I'm not sure if I can be bothered. ITP started it. He might have. I mean, he is a very confrontational kind of guy. Lost soul, that was it. Yeah, I popped in there for like 10 minutes just because I literally finished my stream yesterday and I was about to head off. I flicked on Paradox's video, which was also funny as fuck, by the way. And then I saw that he was on live, so I thought, I might as well jump over there. Stummy time, and that was it. I almost found myself saying it today. You know, when someone said to me in the chat, like, oh, you banned me. It might have been you, Emo, was it? Somebody said, oh yeah, you've banned me from my chat. And my instant reaction was to say, no, I don't ban anyway, only like scummy doctors or something to that effect. And I thought, you know what? It ain't worth it. It ain't the time. And I should be very intimidated by Rigo, because he's such a fucking YouTube celebrity. And, with game like he has, I better bow down, really. I wouldn't stand a chance against his wit and intellect. I'd be destroyed. You'll get booming off a beef with Rigo. But that's the reason why I don't want to do it. That's the reason why I don't want to do it, because it seems like low-hanging fruit. I mean, the guy's clearly a little weasel. So I don't really want to bother with it. The thing is that he's clearly like, and again, I don't watch any of his videos, but from what everyone says about the kind of stuff he does, with the doxing and then this stuff with Lost Soul. He just seems like a Weasley little cunt. I'm not sure it's worth. I'm a 40-year-old man nearly. Do you know what I mean? I'm 40 years old this year. I can't be fucking around with some Canadian soy boy who like takes advantage of mentally retarded people. And I don't know if Lost Soul is mentally retarded. Like, and I don't mean that in like a very horrible way. I was in there for like 10 minutes. He seems like a nice lad. But either way, nobody deserves that kind of treatment. But the fact that he told him to do it and he was willing to do it kind of says that there may be some issues there. I'll say that. Isn't Rigo saved now? Saved now from what? I wasn't in where he was in need of saving. Like I said, I don't really know that much about him. Maybe I can try and get big enough in the space. We can get these subscribers up, and then we can give them a reason to go at me. Because the bigger I get, all this stuff I've been saying about people will come back, and then it can be nice beef stew. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it says it Lost Soul clearly has some kind of learning disability. It seems that way. Bless him. Lost Soul didn't deserve that nonsense, but I don't like Lost Soul. I mean, you can be offended by somebody getting fucked over and then not still not like this. Like, I've had things happen to people that I don't like in the past, and I haven't relished in it because I'm not a total asshole. You know, the power I possess to invade any channel with my alts. That's what I'm saying, bro. You could literally take over an entire. You could set a narrative for an entire chat. He's using Christianity as a front troll. Is it one of those ones where he's pretending to have Christian values, but really he's just a dirtbag piece of shit? Or is it the other way around? Somehow. You are 40, bro. I thought you were in your 20s. No lie. It's my youthful fucking avoiding the sun and not really and being a lazy cunt really has really helped me with that. Moisturizing as well. That Bill Burr special really helped me out. Okay, you think Lost Soul is a nice guy. Now, do you think he has a learning? I mean, you can be a nice guy and have a learning disability, right? You can be a learning. You can have a learning disability and still be a nice guy. Did you see Chandler's post saying he got offered Islam in October? I'm calling BS. That definitely didn't happen. But also, like, I don't know what you guys think about this, but I saw Poirier posting about, like Sarukian being out. So he's like, yeah, let's run it back. I was genuinely pissed off. How dare he even suggest that he should get like a 4th title shot? This is why I don't like Dustin Poirier. I don't care what Weston. I know you're gonna be pissed off about it. I get it, but yeah, yeah. So with Chandler, I don't see them giving him Islam. There's no way that's fucking happening. No one wants to see that. Yeah, you're really on the nose about how he uses Christianity. That forearm tattoo is really something. Are you referring to my forearm tattoo? I've got a few. Yeah, but Rigo clearly took advantage of Lost Soul because it's easy to identify he's autistic or some shit. But that's what it is. Yeah, it's like people who are insecure and kind of soy, they take advantage of people that they can, and that's really what it sounds like. It sounds like he's a guy who was never really ready for kind of any kind of internet notoriety, and it's really got to his head. And then he's just using you can see he gets off on being cunty, really. The face, yeah, the face tattoo is something else, isn't it? I wouldn't call it a regret, but I wish I'd never done it, if that makes sense. It's funnily enough, yeah, it was I'll tell you about that tattoo one time in detail. It was a bad experience all round. I've got a funny story behind this tattoo. I think he's a couple of cards short of a deck. That's a nice way of putting it. I should say stuff like that rather than just saying straight up retarded. And it's because when I'm tired, I can't be bothered to get creative with my insults. I'm just like, yeah, retarded. It's just easier to get to. Eagle MMA is 19. Suddenly it all makes sense. Suddenly it all makes sense. He's another guy that just rubbed me up the wrong way. I've only seen a couple of videos of his, but just don't like the guy as well. Didn't him and Rigo do videos together at some point? I'm sure they did. Are there any fighters you don't like, but the reason why is stupid? That's a really good question. Who don't I like? Let me think. I mostly don't like people for, I think, very valid reasons. Like the names that spring to mind are like Bilal, because I find everything he does cringy, from like wearing his sunglasses after he wins a fight indoors. I hate people that do shit like that. To his shitty nickname, to the fact that he's boring as fuck and then calls everyone else boring, and just generally has no personality. I think that's fairly valid. Juliana Pena, I don't like her because she's a whore and a shit fighter and delusional. Who else? Israel Adesanya. I mean, do I really need to go there? Who else don't I like? Joe Pyfer might be the closest one. I mean, the reason why I started disliking him is because, you know, when he came out saying that he was broke and couldn't get a job, and I'm like, again, I said this yesterday. You're a 24-year-old man. You're jacked. You're white. I just find that shit deplorable. And then accepting handouts from Uncle Dana was kind of gross to me. So I kind of disliked him from the offset. And I also don't like his energy. So I don't know, man. I'd really have to think about that one. There's not that many people in MMA that I hate. There's just not. Oh yeah, I meant to tell you I hate the thumbnail. Let Poirier get one more shot at the belt if Arman ain't ready. That fight was it was not close in the slightest bit. If they give Poirier another fucking title shot, I'm done. I'm genuinely done. There's no way that they can there's no way they can justify that bullshit. There's no fucking way. I'd genuinely be mad. I was mad enough with the first one already. Like, if they do it again, fuck this sport. Don't they all have a screw loose in the first place? Okay, Rigo has quite a goof troop. Has he got like a solid bunch of nut riders that follow him around and do his bidding? Because he seems like the type. Chandler just tweeted that they got offered Makhachev. It could happen. I mean, the Makhachev thing's in a weird space right now. He's in a weird space right now. I wouldn't mind Chandler versus Islam Connor's power. Yeah, I mean, they're kind of in a weird space because it's like, what else are you going to do for Islam? Sarukin was the only real person that they could throw in with him at lightweight. Lightweight's pretty much shot for who's available. So it could happen. And I feel kind of sorry for Chandler at this point. I mean, I know he's weird and whatnot, and I just feel bad for him. Like, he seems to be losing his mind, so I don't know. It's not the worst fight that could happen. A lot of Rigo's viewers started going live themselves, like Guru's clip channels, Guru's clip channels, but Rigo's viewers are mainly high school kids or literally Downies. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. A Rigo viewer with Down syndrome and a YouTube channel went live, and eventually Rigo turned his hate mob on a literal Downy. Yeah, full circle. That's how those things tend to go, right? Top 3 MMA rivalries. I'd probably go with Jones and Cormier. I feel like that did a lot for the MMA space. It depends what you value in a rivalry. Do you mean like good fights or just fights that were funny in terms of beef wise? Jones and Cormier is definitely one of them. Hang on a sec. I'm going to see if I can remind myself of some, because like I said, my brain's turning into fucking mashed potato right now. Nah. Tito Ortiz and Ken Shamrock, whatever. Aldo and Conor McGregor was longer than it should have been, but like still, I don't know. Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz. Yeah. It's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. Like I quite from like a fighting perspective, I really enjoyed like the Moreno and Figgy rivalry. I felt like that was quite high level. The Frankie Edgar and Maynard one was good in terms of the back and forth in that, and we got so many great fights out of that. I know I'm missing some major ones, but it's a really good question. That might be something that's a good video to do as well. Like top 5 MMA rivalries. It's obviously been done, but you can always do it from a personal perspective. Wait, why is Khabib in the mud? He might. Well, he's had his accounts frozen in Russia, and it seems to me like his whole like situation is falling apart. Obviously, his gyms have been raided, his accounts have been frozen. He seems to be in tax trouble. There seems to be a lot of fire on him right now. I mean, the whole tax situation seems kind of bizarre to me because it says he owns like 3 million in taxes, and I don't see why he can't just pay it, or is he just contesting them? I don't know. Conor versus Diaz is a good one as well. Conor versus Diaz is a good one. But the reason why I don't have that high is because it feels like protracted out to some point. We got 2 fights out of it, and it feels like they've just been jockeying at each other for years. Like I would see that as one of the great rivalries if we get the 3rd fight and we get it sooner rather than later. How many sticks did you throw at Kayla Harrison? I answered this question and I said 0.5. She's not that horrible. I give her half. I give her a generous half, is what I went with. Andrew Buchesney is the Downey channel name. All right, let's check it out. Let us check it out. Let's go. Oh, wow. Wow. Actually, somebody that has Down syndrome. I misunderstood this entire situation. Alex Izzy is up there. The reason why, again, I don't bring it up is because the way that the fan bases have just turned. Watching Izzy and Alex fan bases go back and forth is fucking jarring. Like the fact that Izzy fans go on like that rivalry is very one sided on Izzy's side is perfect. There was a guy on Twitter this morning. I saw this morning that mentioned that 3 of Izzy's defeats to Alex are null and void because he said the first fight they had in kickboxing was Izzy basically won the fight and then got robbed of a decision. Fair enough. But then he said in the second fight that Izzy was beating him up for the whole fight and then got flatlined. So that fight shouldn't count. I'm just like, these are the kind of things you deal with Izzy fans. The amount of dick sucking that goes on in that fan base is next level. And the thing is, I guess some people see Alex Pereira fan bases as dick riders as well. But I think the dick riding at this moment in time is kind of warranted. Because he's on a high right now, whereas Izzy isn't. Run up the likes or else. Give mod so I can link the Downey. I feel the thing is that I don't mind saying the word Downey when someone isn't a Downey, but when they actually have got Down syndrome, I'm suddenly like, oh, it stings a bit. I feel bad suddenly. Do you know what I mean? So what's the situation with this channel? Yeah, I just misunderstood. I didn't get what, I was tagging along thinking we were all having a fair laugh, and then I opened that channel and I was like, oh shit. It's actually a guy that has Down syndrome. And then that guilt, that Catholic guilt you're grown up with suddenly hit the pit of my stomach. And I felt bad. What's Downey dollars? Is this what I'm gonna have to check the channel for? Too much dick riding can get annoying though, 100%. And that's the problem with certain fan bases. They ruin it for their own fighters by just being insufferable dick chodes, or chode gobblers, How the fuck did Rigo find him and bully him? He probably searched for him specifically. He probably searched for YouTubers with Down syndrome and was thinking, who can I bully today? He needs someone that's on his intellectual level. You know, he seems like somebody that punches sideways. Yeah, shout out to Paradox. I'm gonna save you, the real Townie. I sent a couple more people your way. So I shared your video this morning. I thought it was a nice, funny little breakdown, and I like the airplane bombing you threw in there as well. I thought that was a nice touch. You sounded so pissed off, bro. You sounded so pissed off. Like, well, yeah, and you were with me for that entire card. This is the pretty much summary of the stream so far. Hang on a second. Let's have a skosh. Aaron, how's your Yeah. Yeah. I feel like we're getting more and more, you know, we're sinking lower and lower around here. Him and Rigo were eating the same color crayon in special ed. Oh god. I find that people I've encountered that again, I don't know that much about Rigo, but he seems to be genuinely hated. I feel like I need to dig more into this. You know? I mean, I don't know if I can be bothered, but you guys have really you got my balls tingling on this one, I'm not gonna lie. What did he do to this just to stoke the flames a little bit more? What did he do to this person with Down syndrome? What was the issue? Or is it nothing at all and I'm just getting tricked again? King of the Downs, beautiful transition. It was perfection. I loved it. I'm looking forward to seeing you do like more long form content because you genuinely got some banter about you. I love it. Rigo is a weirdo. This is the general thing. Is it? I'm not sure if it's like weirdo or just like utter scumbag. Oh, Chris Gray. Listen to Shake That and tell me Nate isn't better than Snoop. You're never going to keep beating this drum. And I respect you for your loyalty. Rigo also has a ton of hardcore followers. Because the thing is this, like I said, he had that in with MMA Guru for ages. So it's like he's bound to have picked up some ride-alongers, you know, along the way. Wouldn't say tons, Westy. But this is the thing. He does it like from what I can tell, he does seem to have a little bit of an ego. Which is it happens, I guess. You know, especially when you're a bit of a dweeb and then suddenly you find that people are like sucking you off a bit. It must be intoxicating. Mod Cheddar Cuck. Is Cheddarhead not modded? I assumed he was. The fuck you doing, Weston? I thought you were put in charge of this shit for a reason. But no, I think I've I mean, the thing is, I don't know. I don't want to get involved. I can't be bothered. It seems like he's got like 13k subs. I think the last time I checked. I don't know. I mean, I'd heard of him. I'd never watched his videos, but I'd heard of him. So that's saying something. And I tend to be blown away by the amount of new people you guys introduced that are massive. It's like I hadn't heard of Brutally Honest for some reason, which is stunning, really, because his videos are pretty sweet. Like, and his watch-alongs and stuff are really entertaining. So, and I've been around in the MMA space now, just watching for a long time now. I've only been obviously a YouTuber for the last. I just call myself a fucking YouTuber. I've only been on YouTube for the last year and a half or so. So, unmod Cheddar or explosive with his part. It's unmatched. Snoop got nothing on him. Are you related to Nate Dogg? I'll give it a try. But the problem with Nate Dogg, man, is he's never the driver. He's always the passenger. And Snoop Dogg is kind of you can say that about Snoop Dogg as well, but at least he's done his own stuff. I'm in charge. Cheds, if you comment on the last vid here, I'll mod you. I like the negotiations. I need to make some serious efforts to push in the subscriber count out because we seem to have stagnated a little bit. Like I do need to make more of an effort. I think I'll be relieved once we push past the 800 point. Because right now, the way the trajectory is, I'm not getting anywhere near 1,000 by the end of the year. Chris Gray, if I admit right now that Nate Dogg is better than Snoop Dogg, will you let it go? Will you let it go? I'm never gonna do it. Comment what? I think he's just trolling Cheddar. Oh, you're asking what specifically you should comment. You can say something really fucked up, like this guy looks like a crackhead or something. I don't know. Get creative with it. Because so many people are in the chat now, it's like the comments seem kind of redundant at this point. Cheddar Cuck already looks like a Discord mod. It's only right he has that power. Yeah, like I said, people seem to hold this modding stuff in pretty high esteem. It's cool. I guess it's nice having like a little wrench next to your name, and your name's in blue, so you're constantly highlighted. It's pretty sweet. Email. I barely use Discord. I've been getting told for months now to start a Discord as well. I don't even know how the fuck it works. I've never even been on it. Yeah, what do Discord mods look like? That's a good question. Cheds, doesn't matter. I can't make mods from stream. Just comment on the latest video. Oh, that's what he means. He means that he needs you to comment so that he can highlight your name and mod you. That's what you mean, right? So it doesn't matter what the comment is. Donkey punched that fart box. That was very elaborate email. That was very elaborate. Quite creative. The blue name gives a plus 1,000 aura. I can see that. I can see how it does. I can see how it does. Like I was modded on Dougie's channel, and I had like a literal 24-hour boner from it. It was awesome. Greek gods, sure. Email. I'm chiseled like a Roman gladiator. I can imagine that. I will take down Rigo. Is that going to be your plan now? Just jump in with your mods one day and just spam bad MMA. Bad MMA math hates you and thinks you're a little cunt. But better insults would be better. Don't just say you're a little cunt. Just you can speak on my behalf. What's next for Alex? Mods moderating my text. Not cool. How you doing, Machua? I want Alex Pereira to fight at heavyweight because I want for several reasons. Firstly, I want Muhammad Ankalaev to get screwed over again, and that's one of the top things on the list. But also at 37 years old, I'd quite like him to have a crack at going for 3 belts and just see if he can do it, because I think he's been great for the sport. I think what he's achieved is amazing, and I think it's going to be a very long time before someone gets in that position again where they can fight for 3 titles across 3 different weight classes. So that's what I want to see for Alex. Preferably, I'd like Tom Aspinall to win, call out John Jones so that he goes really quiet, and then Jones does whatever he does with Stipe, retires, and then they do Aspinall versus Alex. I'm jacked like a Somali pirate. You're going to do the Rigo Exposed documentary. That would get some serious traction. You should definitely go after him. You should. Rigo fears me. I can see why. I can see why that's the case. The thing is, yeah, the more I learn about Rigo, the harder I'm gonna find it not to go at him, because I can be quite a what's the word? I could be like what's the word? Man, my brain's really not working today. I can be quite adversarial. So the more I learn about how cunty somebody is, I can't really just help but go for them. What's next for Diego Lopez? Top five. Top five. I think they'll do a fight at the Sphere, and I'd give him. I'd do Brian Ortega again. I'd do Brian Ortega at the Sphere at 145. That's what I would do. Ortega had an allergic reaction to the duct tape. He looked genuinely sheepish on that fucking scale, didn't he? We should have seen it coming. If we see more 5'11" flyweights, it would probably come sooner than we expect, probably. And these weight bullying pricks are we're seeing more and more of them, so it wouldn't surprise me. The one in front is a Joey subspecies. Cheddar built like a sugar cookie. Do you have any tattoos on your legs? Nah, I think I'm done with the tattoos. I've already got like both my arms completely done. Check Twitter. You got it, sir. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, god damn. I'm particularly targeting in on the one in the front. The one in the front with the 6 pussies. Jesus Christ. What is next for Diego Sanchez? Therapy. He definitely did some butt stuff that he regrets, and I think he needs some time to come to terms with that. I reckon Joshua Fabia definitely fucked him in the ass. He just did. We all know it happened, and I reckon he got tricked into it as well. I reckon it was one of those situations where Joshua Fabia convinced him it was going to give him some kind of superpower, and he never considered at the time that he might be doing some really gay stuff. And yeah, I think he's probably, that's why we haven't seen too much of him. He's probably, coming to terms with some of the stuff that Joshua Fabia made him do. Thanks for that, though, Aaron. That really helped to visualize what was going on there. I've completely got it now. Guess which one I was? The one with the 6 pussies, I'm assuming. Was it the female Michael Chandler? If you know what I'm saying. I'm built like a prime Vitor Belfort, but twice the TRT dosage. Damn. And your lower back is tattooed too. Don't forget. I got that lasered off. Really painful in the lower back as well. Yeah, Diego's. I feel really bad for Diego. I just do. Does Sadiq Youssef fight Danny Ige? They're probably They're gonna give Sadiq Youssef somebody up and coming. But Sadiq Youssef has got a nice little career going for him, so I'm not sure he even needs it. Did you see what the Canadian boys did to Rick Ross? I've heard about it, and I saw kind of a video of it. For some reason, there was a guy that looked like Yuri in the crowd, and that kind of distracted me. I heard he got like rushed, right? He got fucked up. Is that correct? What was that all about? I mean, if you call yourself Rick Ross and you're not really about that, then you kind of had it coming. But I don't fully know the whole situation, so I can't fully comment. I'll get around to watching the video at some point. Northwest, how you doing, my man? Did you manage to get yourself did you manage to sort the monetization situation out? I was meaning for you to ask me to send me your PayPal information because I lost it, just in case you were struggling at a particular time. But give me a shout on Twitter, bro, if you're having any issues. Because I was genuinely concerned when I heard that happened. Mucking some arancini, cheers, motherfuckers. I'm not sure what that means. Yeah, he's saying that you got offered the fight with Islam. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I don't really like the fight. I don't really hate it. I think what's happened, yeah, is that I think he's realized. I think Chandler's realized that that Conor McGregor's not going to come back. I think he's realized that. And he's just thinking, fuck it, I just need to fight somebody now. I think that's what the situation is. I mean, the Makhachev and UFC probably feel sorry for him and like, do you know what? Let's just let Makhachev beat him up and we'll give him a little bit of money. And, you know, people, the UFC seems to think that Michael Chandler has some kind of following or that people give a fuck about this guy. I don't think that's the case. It was a Ford Ranger, Aaron. That's got to be tough go for Diego being a gay fighter. Because that's the thing. It seems to me like he seems like the kind of guy who's so dumb that he got tricked into like sucking Joshua Faber's dick, like literally. I reckon he's literally sucked his dick, or allowed it the other way around. And he's been mind melted into thinking, this isn't gay. This is gonna supercharge me into like the GOAT. And then he's separated from Joshua Fabia for a little while, and then he's suddenly having these flashbacks and being like, God damn. And he's at to. What do you mean someone died on Uruguay? Doesn't look like he's faking it either. You mean somebody had a cardiac arrest or something? That seems like a harsh. I'll only make like 60 US dollars a month anyway, so no big deal. Well, get if you're like I said, if you're new, if you're not round and if you're not subscribed to Northwest, please do that as well. Really fascinating watching your videos. But like I said, if you're going through any particular difficult shit, just give me a shout. He was playing the song "Not Like Us," and I guess they didn't appreciate it. That's a harsh thing to get your ass whooped over. Chandler sucks. He's 2-3. I've been saying that for years. He's a fucking balloon animal and a dumbass. And the fact that he's still ranked 6 foot lightweight is fucking ridiculous. Third adoption announcement. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they got the letter through, and he realizes he's got to take a fight. He's got another mouth to feed, you know. I don't know, but it's been 10 minutes and they stretched him off. Fuck me. That's happened a few times now. Scary. Hopefully he's all right. Thoughts on Cheddar Cuck giving Rigo money and listening when I told him to stop. Emails on a campaign today to piss everyone off in chat, and I love it. Thanks, boys, for shouting out Northwest Channel. Really appreciate it. Fuck, I'll be monetized again by September the 27th. Oh, you know, man, you know what to do. That's how you get superpowers, I heard. Muscle milk. The thing is, we don't know. Sucking dick might be the answer. It could be. Like, until that's disproven, I'm kind of open to it. Email, stop bullying me, mate. I'm too high. I give money away when I'm drunk. Yeah. I've seen you're one of those guys who's like a heavy you do like comment, you know, what do they call them? Super chats a lot, which is really awesome. I do it from time to time, but only when I think the person really deserves it. Math, who did you pick, Jerry or Alex? I'm gonna come up honest with you, Mo. I was gonna pick Alex, then I flipped to Yeri, and then literally live on stream, I snaked everyone and bet on Alex and made like $250. So the lesson in all this is don't trust me when it comes to my picks, because I will snake you in a second. I'm like an Elden Rings boss in constant aggro. I still haven't played that game, you know. I still haven't played it. Would you guys honestly say that it's worth getting round to? Oh, Roland's doing Elden Ring streaming still. I wouldn't do an Elden Ring stream at this point in my. I don't think I'd do gaming streams in general, because I should be way better at games than I am. And I'll probably just embarrass myself. Melson dropped a nuke when he brought up the guy with Down syndrome. Yeah, he did. Because I was literally like, ha ha ha, like laughing along, and then he sent the link, and I was like, I'm going to hell. Well, I'm going to hell already, but it's pretty much confirmed now. I told you from day one, Alex would kill him. And do you know what, bro? I'll give it to you. But as I just said, You won me over. You must have been one of the ones who did it, because I made my fucking bank, sir. I've literally got 2 copies of Elden Ring behind me, and I still haven't opened up one of them. I need to. I feel like I've got to get around to playing it at some point, because I've heard it's sweet. But I've got so many games in my backlog now, and I'm so little time on my hands that I don't know if I'll ever get around to it. Thoughts on city life. I'm always wary whenever I see it else. Whenever I see you post something, I'm like, fuck. I need to read through it very slowly. Thoughts on city life banning me because I kept spanning the M word with his black guest on. Again, bro, I don't know, man. I don't feel like any level of discouraging you is gonna do any good at this point. So I say just cook it any way you need to. I literally love Elden Ring. This is the thing. I think I'd need to find some like significant time to do it, because it seems like a game where you'd need to get involved. I'm the kind of person now where I prefer things that I can pick up and drop in like an hour, because I don't really have that much time. I don't have time to sit there for like ages and ages playing stuff. I'm just, like I said, I'm an adult. YouTube takes half anyways. Better off to PayPal. 100%. I agree with you. I didn't know it was as much as half. That's fucked up. I'd stream some COD because I'm pretty good at it. I don't know what I'd stream. Did you listen to the Downey talk though? It's so funny. Bruh. But stories games I couldn't do. Trust me, bro, it's not an easy game, but it's the best. I'll definitely give it a try. There's gonna be some point over the summer when I'm because what I could do is, if it's worth playing on Steam Deck, I might do it. The only reason I haven't played it yet is because the only time I really play games is when I'm in between places. So I usually bring like a Steam Deck with me, or one of those like retro handheld things, and I just usually play stuff in the car. So if I can find if I find that it runs really well on Steam Deck, I might give it a try. And I'm gonna be traveling around Europe a bit, and I'm gonna have a lot of time to, in between places, to catch up on some of the games that I haven't got around to yet. Bro, what the fuck is Dana smoking to give Michelle Waterson a retirement send off and not Arlovsky? We were talking about this yesterday. The guy, I'm assuming the reason why it happened is because maybe if Arlovsky won, he was thinking about continuing, but it doesn't sound like that, because I think he was on the last fight of his contract, and the UFC just like, yeah, we're not renewing you. And to be fair, Arlovsky's been on shitloads of money for a long time now. Like, Arlovsky basically has been making 300 grand a fight for about 10 fights now. Arlovsky is a legit millionaire, and he just gets to fight fat, slow swingers for a hell of a lot of money. So maybe the UFC are just so pissed off at the fact they've had to cut big check after big check for this guy, and they're just like, fuck you, you're not getting no But all in all, it's scummy. It's a former champion. He's a guy who's fought 25 times for you, something like that. I think during his fight yesterday, he passed somebody as the person who has the most minutes in the octagon in UFC history or something. And fucking Michelle Waterson gets a vignette and he doesn't. It's fucked up. Dana got sucked off by her. That's why. There you go. It all makes, forget what I just said. That changes everything. I think if you suck Dana off, you're entitled to get a video. We all know. We talked about this before. Dana's tapped every half decent piece of ass that walks through the UFC. We know that, and all power to him. As I've said in the past, I'd do the same. Elden Ring should run well on Steam Deck. It's capped at 60 frames anyway. I'll give it a go then. I'll definitely do that. What I might do is I might wait for it to because I hate buying games digitally, but sometimes it has to be done. Yeah, so I'll give it a go. Definitely, that you've inspired me. So if you reckon it's worth it, I'll give it a shot. There's rumors going around that the Russian government is going after Khabib because he refuses to be the poster boy for the Russian army for Muslims, to get more Muslims in the army to fight for Ukraine. Yeah, I'm sure that wouldn't go too kindly for them if that's what they thought. If that's what's going on, there's clearly something going on because literally he was the guy that could do no wrong. He's like one of the guys in Russia that they have as their one of their national heroes, and suddenly tax is an issue, and your gym's getting raided, and there's a guy that's been like, it does sound a bit fishy to me. Maybe there is some kind of hidden agenda behind the whole thing. And even though I like to take the piss out of Khabib quite often because I've done it many times, I don't want to see stuff like that happen to him. That seems kind of cold, especially if he hasn't done anything wrong. If he's done something wrong and he's harboring terrorists and he's doing all this kind of thing, then fair enough, like fuck the guy. But I don't think he is, and I'm basing that on absolutely nothing, just to feed it in my balls. He just doesn't seem like that kind of guy. I don't know. I still like how Anik straight up said that it was the worst fight he's ever watched. Which fight in particular? Which fight did he say was the worst fight he's ever watched? I can't really stomach John Anik as well. I don't really like him. RDA. Oh, you mean he said Arlovsky was the worst fight he ever watched? That's the thing. Like JJK. That was the first thing that came to mind. They were like, oh, his accounts have been frozen for $3 million, and I was like, that's a drop in the ocean for this guy. Like he was rumored to be worth what, like several hundred million. The only reason why it might be a thing, JK, is maybe he's refuting it, or he's saying he doesn't owe it, and that might be the issue. Because surely 3 million, you just go fucking take it. It's not worth the trouble, especially in his position. So maybe he's like he doesn't think he owes it, or maybe it's just utter bullshit, and they're just trying to find ways of fucking him. It is a bit dodgy. Yeah, I got you, Aaron. Sorry, I was a bit slow on the uptake there. Calling it the most boring fight he's ever seen is bullshit because I saw the fight and I mean it wasn't great or anything, but it wasn't even the worst fight on the card. RDA has the most decisions in the UFC, and RDA's been around for ages. Paradox memory goated. How many fights has RDA had in the UFC? It must be over 20, right? He's been around. I'm not sure if he's cooked or not yet. But no, the Khabib thing definitely sounds strange. I'm kind of with you that on that JJK. It seems bizarre. It all seems really bizarre. And it seems sudden. Like everything that's gone on, it seems like, yeah, he's fucked off the wrong people. And that's where we're at. Which again, like I said, if he's done something fucked up, that's one thing. But nah, man, not if it's like a case of he's refusing to do something he doesn't believe in and now they're bending him over a barrel. Gary versus MVP was worse than Bidet and Arlovsky. I've watched the fight a second time, and I don't know if you remember Paradox. In the live stream, I was like, did MVP win that? I kind of think he did. Gary didn't really touch him. It was kind of one of those ones where the reason why I wasn't really up in arms about it is because they both didn't deserve to win. Now that MVP lost, we can now talk about him and Wonderboy. It's the only fight to do, really. You could do him and Buckley. You could do him Buckley. Anik smokes UFC dick. That pretty much sums up the entire situation. To be fair, he is a company cocksucker all the way. How do you think Prime Tony versus Khabib would have went? I think Khabib would have probably mauled him. But people forget how good Prime Tony was. Like, he was so unorthodox. He had a great chin. And his jiu-jitsu seemed good at the time. But since he kind of lost a little bit of power, or a bit, not even power, but a little bit of strength, he's looked silly down there, like when he's on the ground. So I think Khabib would have probably smushed him, to be honest. But it would have been an interesting fight. I could have seen it going 5 rounds and it being a little bit of a war. Khabib wouldn't have finished him. It would have been a war, I reckon. MVP's kind of crap, to be honest. I've been saying that for the last few weeks. I think I didn't say crap. I said he's not that good, which I think is reasonable. Gary hugged because he was scared to strike, and that was exactly it. I feel like Gary kind of tricked him in that sense. He told him he's been gassing off all week about, oh, I'm faster than him, I'm a better striker, I'm going to knock this guy out, and he clearly went in there with a game plan to wrestle with him and to try and get a submission, because that's MVP's weakness. You've seen in all of MVP's fights, he gets taken down, and he's to stick with the Downey references, he's like a Downey down there, and that was really hard to say. He's terrible. So I get why Gary did it, but it's just, again, Gary seemed very unenthusiastic about this fight, so I think he just wanted to get out of the way. And I hope they feed him to Shavkat now. That would be brilliant. We all thought MVP should have won. See, the thing is, I thought he won, but the reason why I'm not in that much arms about it is because, like I said, he didn't really do enough, to be honest. Gary is insufferable, honestly. He is. He's a fucking cunt. RDA has 35 UFC fights. I knew it was more than 20, but I didn't realize it was as much as 35. That doesn't surprise me, though. He's been around for ages. Yeah, I think you mentioned this yesterday, Larry, about Gary slowly becoming the welterweight Drew Dober. He's beating all the black dudes in the division. But remember, Larry, yeah, we can't have that confirmed until we put him in there with a white person. I hope he gets Shavkat or potentially JDM. I'd probably slightly prefer JDM because I think Shavkat's above him. And I think JDM would literally make him shit blood in there. So maybe JDM's the better option. Shavkat submits him. Yeah. After what we've seen from Gary on the ground, I can see that happening. And I don't think Gary's stand-up... I did think at a point that Gary's stand-up was marginally better than Shavkat's, but now that I don't. What up, Frank? Fucking and Gary. See, that's how you enter a chat. How's it going, Aussie Fight Fan? Yeah, Aaron's with me. No, let JDM chin him. I'm with you. I'd rather see JDM beat him up. I'm fully with you. Gary should fight Usman to test the Dober theory. But then if he beats Usman, we won't know it. He has to fight a white guy and lose to him. And it has to be a really mid-white guy as well. Like, the white guy has to be worse than the black guys he's already beaten up. And then we'd be like, yep, that's Drew Dober. Because that's what Drew Dober does. He beats, like, really good black guys, and then he fights, like, mid-level white guys and gets stomped out, and you're just like, what? So we need Gary versus a white dude. Would you guys be interested in a Gary and Colby fight, or do you not give a shit? Because I mean, if a guy comes out and says that my wife is what was the exact term he used? The goat of throat, or the throat goat, I think was his exact expression. Like I'm calling for that shot. I'm calling Dana every day until I get that fight, or I'm going around to his house instantly. Actually, I'm not that much of a... Chivalry's not really a thing for me. Wow, ITP Live is up in the building. How you doing, brother? We were talking about you earlier. Apparently, somebody mentioned that you don't like condiments. Is that true? Before I say what I want to say about that, I want to know if it's true or not, and if it's not bullshit. But nice to see you, ITP. I'm glad you've turned up now, because the last few times you've turned up, it's literally been like, if you turned up an hour earlier, you would have heard some fucked up shit, or the stuff that's usually on brand for around here. But yeah, I'm very curious to know what your take is on the condiment situation. I don't care about Colby, man. He just talks shit on podcasts and then just tries to hug all the way to a decision. I think the build-up would at least be funny, though. I think at least the build-up would be funny, so I could go through Kermit up in the building. Oh, you're not feeling too well, man. What's wrong? I hope it's not STD related. I don't know how you get down. Yeah, bro, I'm a really plain eater. Don't use sauces on my food. Thank you. I just got fucking torched for saying the same thing earlier. Absolutely fucking torched. Especially by Weston. He was really mean about it. Now Dougie's in the building as well. Fucking hell, man. You're making me feel like I've actually got a decent YouTube channel, and you can't let this happen, because I might end up getting regoed up in here and get a balloon-sized fucking ego and start bullying people with Down syndrome. My AIDS is acting up. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I'm afraid to get tested as well, to be honest. I'm just going to assume there's no problem for as long as I can until the obvious signs are there. You know what I'm saying? Definitely scared to get tested. How you doing, Dougie? I really loved your Xbox video. It was like seeing, it was like I felt like it was Christmas and I was 8 again. So I really enjoyed that. It was heartwarming. You looked so happy. You know, it made me feel good. So as always, get your asses over to Dougie. I don't really need to say get your asses over to ITP because ITP pretty much sent all of his people here. ITP's basically single-handedly giving me a YouTube career. If the food needs sauces to be good, then it ain't good, bro. Bro, thank you. Thank you for saying better what I couldn't summarize. Like when I got called out for my lack of condiments, I literally just froze up and was like, and then I shouted out, I'd rather eat cum, my own cum. That was my rebuttal. Rather than breaking down and giving a detailed, you know, argument about why I think they're disgusting, I just shouted out, I'd rather eat my own cum. And that's where it got to. No condom mints or condiments. See the British way that I said it. I can't help it sounding like a complete zesty fruitcake, to be honest. Elbow her in the face and throw her out the window. Bro, I never said that. I never fucking said that. I said chop her in the throat and then throw her into a fucking piano. That was my quote. How fucking dare you? I'll never say anything so vile. Piano. Is there any hope for Chaos Williams to rise up the rankings still? Nah, not really. One trick pony. Do you care about that? Nah, menthol condoms are where it's at, Northie. Do you reckon that would be appealing? Because I'd do anything to step the game up, you know. I mean, if you think it would help. I'm just kidding. Who gets their dick sucked with a condom? It ain't that. Come on, boys. Let's not encourage that. Let's not encourage that shit. Jealous of you for that, Frank. What did I do? If Gary uses his length, he can outpoint Ugly Jack. But I mean, we're not going to put that out into the universe, are we? Because that's how fucked up shit ends up happening, bro. Dougie's corner, go sub to this cant. You're gay. I like how emo just gets straight to the throat of the situation. Brutal sent me. Brutal's the guy as well, man. I love Brutal. We're definitely gonna do I'm gonna get Brutal to I might try and drag Brutal along to UFC 304. Because I've got an extra ticket and it looks like the person that I bought a ticket for is about to bail out on me like a little bitch. So I might try and convince him to come along with me. Look for some Mancunian poon. Definitely was sent here by ITP. Yeah, pretty much half my chat is ITP guys, which I'm so grateful for. I literally had like 3 people in here like 3 weeks ago, maybe even a bit longer than that. But mind you, I only started live streaming about 6 weeks ago. So without all the boys, Dougie and that throwing me a bone every now and then, I'd still be talking to myself. What's Carlos Prates' ceiling? He's young, so I guess there's a long. It's difficult. He's young. His ceiling would probably be top 10 to top 15. I would say. I'd say that's the maximum he can probably get to. Because again, he's got gas tank issues, and he's pretty much just a bang you out or he's done type situation. He's kind of like me. He's kind of like me. Me in bed. Do you know what I mean? If you don't nut in the first 3 minutes, then bad luck for you, pretty much. No, Weston, I haven't been streaming. I did a few like watch alongs, but I haven't been like live streaming like this. I did a couple of watch-alongs and then jumped off them. But you were on my first one, so you would know better than me, fucking stalker. Stop outing me, bro. Sorry, I realize I'm getting way far behind now. Self-source. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's called recycling. Have you not heard of it? Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with drinking your own jizz. Definitely if you've got a choice between that and fucking ketchup. I'd rather eat what comes out of my body than that shit. Thanks, man. Yeah, it was good fun. Your channel was great. Keep going. Just lurking while I'm on the tools today. Sweet, man. You better take advantage of this well, you better not get used to this work thing you're on, because I think sooner or later you're going to be doing this full time. So enjoy the very few days you've got left. If you're getting goddamn Xboxes through YouTube, the sky's the limit, my friend. Miracle Whip. JDM destroys cut Gary. I believe so. I believe he would literally make him shit himself in the octagon. I think he'd literally dump blood right in there. He'd have like an early menstrual cycle fighting JDM. Gary won't be able to out-grapple Jack, let alone outstrike him. That's what I believe. I believe it would be a complete mismatch and Gary would get fucked up. That's why he didn't say JDM's name. He probably thinks he's got a better chance against Shavkat, which is, again, delusional, fucking stupid. Carlos Pratt is him, man. Talking to yourself is base. Where else can you get a professional opinion? See, this is what I'm saying. Where else are you going to get the best opinions from? First live was UFC 299. I think that was my first live. I think that was. And I literally, that's when I realized I need to start doing this more. Because a couple of motherfuckers turned up and I was like, you know what? There's some personalities around here that might actually be interested in hearing me waffle. And yeah, the rest is history. Don't you lie to me, Frank. What the fuck did I lie to you about? This time. It's not the first time. 30 man in chat. Like the stream. Sub to Paradox to Chad. Damn straight. Yeah, 27 in here is pretty sweet. Protein shake in the morning. The thing is that it's really, really hard to get down that low. I thought about getting my two bottom ribs removed, but, you know, it's very difficult explaining that to a surgeon. Legitimately. Than tomato sauce, that's wild. That's how I feel, bro. I think ketchup is that disgusting. And the same goes for mayonnaise and all that other shit as well. I genuinely rather drink my own jizz. Or I wouldn't drink it. I'd like spray it on the burger first. I'm not a fucking animal. Do you know what I mean? I'm not completely fucked up. Glad that ITP man agrees with me. A glass of urine is crazy nutritional. Doesn't what's his face? Lyoto Machida drink his own piss every day. I can imagine that would be fucking horrible for your teeth, though, you know. Can you imagine drinking your own piss, what that would do to your fucking teeth? I mean, I'm assuming. Maybe I'll get a house from YouTube or an RV. That'd be sweet. Like Northwest, at some point, yeah, I need to go on stream with you and get your story. I'm sure you've told it to many people already, but I'm very intrigued because your entire life fascinates me. JDM is the guy everyone is ducking now. Yeah, I mean, he's beatable though. That's the thing. He's beatable, but the thing is, JDM's the kind of guy, yeah, where even if you beat him, he'll tuck you into such an extent that, like I said, you'll be shitting blood for a month because his body work is fucking nasty. Your point, Weston. I can still go back and see the first live. It was I got fucking, like, when I say I've been drunk on streams since. I got so obliterated during that stream. It was bad, and I said some really fucked up stuff. So it's kind of worth going back and looking at some of my lives because I'm a lot more controlled now because I've got more people in here. I feel like I've got to behave a little bit more. So I try to keep the scummy personality down to a minimum. Drink your essence, or else the environment will never be the same. Save the whales. Haven't you seen the Dune? Yeah, the Dune's a little bit different, though, isn't it? It's a bit different the way they go about that. It seems like less of you're pissing into a bottle and then directly chugging it. There's a bit more grace to it. First stream was deleted, mate. What was the first stream? Are you talking about me or somebody else? I don't think I've ever deleted anything. Do you eat your comeback to avoid losing calories when you're bulking but still want to jerk off? I don't jerk off, man. I'm based. I don't do that. Why would you do that when you can find somebody to do it for you? Jerking off's gay. I'm joking. This is turning into an ITP stream. Face red, droopy eyes. I take that as a compliment. Don't know booty juice either. What's booty juice? You mean juice that literally comes from your booty? What's up with the jizz talk? I don't know what happened, man. Somebody said something about it earlier. I think it might have been me. And then I like to have reoccurring themes in my streams. Like, if I start my stream by saying off something, I like to go full circle and bring it back. Yeah, I get the mayonnaise take. Shit tastes like arse on anything to me. I mean, mayonnaise is probably the most palatable to me out of all of them, but I still think it's disgusting. Dougie, that is behaving. That is behaving. Do you not remember what I was like in the early days? Butt calm. Gotcha. You know about Jan Blahowicz's pre-fight ritual? That's some fucking law right there. He touches the noose of someone. Yeah, I heard about that. He said it was a friend of his or something that killed himself with a noose, and he brings it with him to his fights, right? And he just like strokes it like some kind of creepy weirdo. What would make him think to do that? I don't really understand that. I don't jerk off. I just punch my hand with my PC. That's based. Just like whacking it off a table, whacking it off someone's forehead. That sounds good. Oh, you do the old double hander, yeah, the old two hander. Sweet. I don't have that problem. Yeah, I thought the jizz in the burger comment was fairly tame, to be honest. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Krabby Patty. Jerking off a girl is insane work. Jan and Marcin, and yeah, it is fucking insane work. Especially jerking them off, because that's not really how I'd put it. I don't really use my hands with females. Again, there's going to be no effort involved. If you're on stream and you're like having to be a female and you're like, this looks like a guy that I could get down with, don't expect much. You're gonna pretty much have to do all the work. Jan and Marston and Gamera all get together before their fights to hang someone. Yes, that Eastern European guys are fucking fucked up, man. Takes two hands sometimes. Apparently, when he started doing it is when he went on a win streak. See, the thing is, I'm all for that. Yeah, I'm all for him finding a superstition and then rolling with it. But the question was, what made him do that in the first place? It seems like a very strange thing to suddenly do. You meant what ITP said was insane. What did ITP say? Oh, you mean the AIDS thing? That was funny. That was funny. You don't. The thing is, yeah, if you never get tested, you never really have AIDS. That's my philosophy. I use the nose. See, that's a professional talking right there. And of course you would. I mean, I'm not one of those guys who shies away from the old diving when I've needed to. You know, with my honker as well. You know, very effective tool for that. Well, this has been another one where I'm really gonna have to reevaluate the people that I spend time with. I don't know. People go weird when a close person dies. I guess that's valid. I mean, I don't know. For me, like keeping the noose that a friend of mine hung themselves with seems a little bit. I don't know. I don't know. That seems strange to me. Like JFK's wife grabbing a piece of his head when he got shot. I was not aware of that. That's again fucking strange. She should have chopped his dick off. Kept that. Laugh my call it the aerial. Just the aerial. Just the aerial. Everyone's gonna know what you're talking about. Or the Helwani. You don't have to go fully all the way. Damn, what did I come back to? What the fuck? Bro, it's what you left to. I mean, you saw what happened. You saw the conversation we started off with. Yeah, chat's got some weirdness now. It's true. But I feel like that's why people come here. That might be like my YouTube niche. Did you turn up just as I said she should have chopped his dick off? Was that the moment? Sorry about that. No, I love this chat. I love all you guys. I really do. I don't come back on here because I'm trying to make money or to increase anything. It's just because you guys genuinely make me laugh. Imagine you go tree climbing and tangled up in some rope and die. See, that's going to hit very, very hard for Weston. But I don't think Weston's up this. Weston seems very professional to me. I don't think he's I imagine he just like scales up it like a fucking polar bear. Not polar bear. Bear. I want some piece of JFK brain so I can say that I have it. I mean, I guess. I'm drunk for the first time in a year. Let's get those fucking comments out then Saturday. I haven't been drunk in like 48 hours. So I'm kind of jonesing right now. I've got stuff to do tomorrow though. I've got like a can of Guinness over here, so maybe I'll just have a nice little sippy sip. Thanks for encouraging me. I appreciate it. Someone's definitely got Holyfield's ear somewhere in a jar. You know it. But good to see you here Saturday, man. I hope you're enjoying that buzz. Can you please explain to the chat why Alex has no chance of beating Tom at featherweight? I'd be very happy to do that, sir. Now everyone knows that I love Alex Pereira, and I do. I really do. But Tom is a massive individual. Like he's 265, and he's not like a Tybura or a Taito Ivasa 265. He's a jacked 265. And he's actually genuinely good at fighting. I hope that's sufficient in explaining the situation. I love Alex Pereira. Is there a chance he could chin him? Maybe a 1 in 1,000 if he catches him. I like the video because I'm a loyal friend. I appreciate that. I keep forgetting to ask people to like the fucking streams. That's why I have you guys though. Yeah, it's Jan Blachowicz. Apparently he has the noose of like a friend of his, the one he killed, and he like wraps it around his cock before he goes into a fight. And it helps him to win. Bit strange. Is Guinness any good? Oh man, it's beautiful. I love Guinness. But I prefer the Irish version to the Nigerian version because it's just a bit softer. Yeah, shout out to you. I own China. Oh god. Oh, you do realize I have a half Chinese son. I mean, not that it matters. I take the piss out of China all the time as well. Like the stream or you're gay. You heard him. Do it immediately. And also like the stream if you're gay. I had a Guinness in Ireland and it was nice and smooth. It's that the thing is with Guinness though, yeah, you can't drink too much of it because I'm telling you, yeah, if you drink 4 or 5 pints, it will genuinely make you feel sick because it's got so much. What's the ingredient in it again? It's like iron or something like that. Like if you drink too much of it, it really fucks with you. Frankie, just a sniff, yeah. Um, yeah, I love me a Guinness. Anyway, I hope you're okay, Saturday. I hope your brother's pulling through. I like Asian women. You're a G, my guy, bro. Asian all the way. We've said this. Like I'm not even. You know me on here, man. I don't talk shit. I say exactly what I think. And for me, Asian women are just far superior to any other race in every way, shape, or form. Thoughts on MMA Joey looking like that, bro? That's exactly what he looks like. I've expressed my feelings about MMA Joey on. I just saw that close. Yeah, we'll get into that in a minute. Thoughts? I hate MMA Joey. I hate MMA Joey. I think he's but it's like somebody said on stream. I think it was Aaron said the other day. I think the cholesterol is going to get to him, so I think we just have to wait out. I think he's going to croak live on stream one day. I think he's going to be in the middle of one of his like really shitty, just like sucking off Khabib takes, and then he dies doing what he loves, kneeling for Khabib. That might have been a bit too harsh. I mean, I don't hate him that much. I don't want to see the guy. I don't want to see the guy croak, but I do hate him. Depends on the Guinness here. Yeah, you can get it from different places. I find the straight from Dublin is the way you want to do it. What's the other half Mexican? I haven't got a DNA test, so I don't know. I haven't had a DNA test done, so maybe I don't know. Slept in today. Congratulations, brother. Are you still reeling from your experience with the Japanese fuzz? So that's the most base thing I've heard someone do in a while. He wraps it around his member. That's definitely not commission approved. I would say it's not. I would say it's not. But what works, works. At the end of the day, he's figured out a way to be consistent. Your Chinese son is finna to grow up to be a real weirdo with you as his father. He's screwed. He's genuinely screwed. Like, genuinely, I think I'm fucking that kid up. I really am. Like, I swear too much, and my opinions are not healthy. So I basically I might need a complete personality overhaul to make sure that he makes it through in life because it's not been a good start. Genius white men prefer Asian fact. It's just that is just the way it is. It is just the way it is. Once I got started, I never looked back. Thank you. Now, can you please explain to the chat why Sean O'Malley has a better MMA skill set than Pautan? That one's a little bit more difficult for me. That one's a little bit more difficult. I'm willing to get into that when I'm a little bit less sleepy. The thing is with Sean O'Malley is it's the distance control, it's the range of what he does with his striking. Powhatan basically is amazing, but he does depend on a lot of his opponent's retardation. And that's what's kind of stopping him, from my opinion, from being the clear pound for pound number one right now. Because you just look back on his fights and you're like, yeah, what that guy did was extremely retarded, and it makes it hard. Tom probably takes Alex down and submits him. Yeah. Tom Aspinall would beat Alex in a round. He'd beat him in a round 100%. It would be a dismantling. Tom is massive and he's good, and he's not dumb, so he would absolutely steamroll him. Only Asian I like is ITP and Jackie Chan. Well, at least you're not completely racist then. If you like one, you're not racist, and then you can say whatever the fuck you want. Because you can then turn around and say, well, I like this guy, and then just carry on saying the most out of pocket shit you feel like. That's the loophole. It's the I have a black friend loophole, or the I have a black friend paradox that I like to call it, for example. Or it's the I have a gay friend or whatever it is, you know what I mean? I don't know why I said black. I don't know why I use black as the example. I got mail, order Asian women on the way right now. And the thing is, you still can do that. That's what you've got to do. You basically got to. This is my advice to you. This is my daily advice for the day in terms of what you need to do. One day, we're all going to get old and sickly. And the last thing you want is a white woman looking after you. That's all I'm going to say. They care more about them fucking selves. MMA Joey is fat, depressed, and lame. He seems pretty happy with himself. I mean, considering how the fact that the guy's making money from what he's doing, he must be like a pig in shit, like literally. He must be loving life because he's way overachieved. Diabetes finna get that boy, 100%. And I shouldn't make fun of people's mortality, you know, because I'm probably asking for trouble. Then it'll probably be me the one that kills over on stream, dick in hand, just you know. No, I could never be attracted to any non-white women, and that's not coming from a racism standpoint. We've had this conversation. I kind of get where you're coming from, but at the same time, I really don't. Because white women to me are just gross. Don't like them. Hot Fuzz is a based film, seen it 50 times, but Lord of the Rings is the best ever. That's such a weird like comparison. Not comparison, but to have those, I don't think those two movies have ever been put in the same sentence. Funny. Do you play poker? You give off poker vibes. I used to play poker. I'm not particularly good though. I'm a all guns blazing, risk it all kind of guy. I'm the kind of guy to bet on nothing and just try and bluff the person out, and it never works because I'm there shaking and sweating. So nah, I did used to play poker, and I probably would again. Saturday, that's weird as fuck. I've also seen Hot Fuzz like 50 times. I don't think I've seen Hot Fuzz that many times. Probably more like 10. Every British person has to have watched Hot Fuzz at least 10 times. Literally the same. I've seen it more. Yeah, so that's a question quickly for the group. What's the film you've seen the most? What film have you watched the most, and what's like your go-to going back film? I know we've talked about it once or twice before, but not with the present company. So, Frankie, I'd start you in poker. I'm not going to argue with you, bro. I'm not going to argue with you. The thing is, I'm not one of those guys who's delusional, who's like, yeah, bro, I'll fucking smoke you, and then I end up losing my shirt. No, I'm not retarded. I know what my limitations are. My opinions are not healthy. I sound like a tard, me. I'm telling you. It's a weird, like, British, but I'm denying. Like, it's a self-hating British thing. It's hard. I'd fucking haunt the shit out of somebody for less than that. If I was a ghost, I'd be friendly like Casper. I'd be Casper like I was gonna say rapey ghost, you know. Oh my god. I need a filter. I would not rape anyone. I don't like that I've put that out there. I've had 5 shits and I'm fucking drunk. What are you drinking Saturday? I am black, to be fair. Fair enough. White women disloyal, Asian very good personages. Yeah, I mean, the thing is I found with Asian women is at least you know exactly what you're gonna get. And like I said, I don't like the idea of getting old as fuck and then just having some white woman just out there spending all my money while I'm at home trying to jerk myself off with my one good left hand after my 7th stroke. Saturday drunk stoned in UK is called crossfaded. That's fuck. I wasn't even aware of that. Crossfaded. See, I haven't been part of the stoner community in a long time, so I'm not aware of the new lingo. Paradox. When you and I eventually meet up, we'll get fucking. If you can find some good weed, we'll get it going. Crossfaded like Black Jesus on King David. Thank you. My entire chat last night spent an hour trying to convince me Alex was a better MMA fighter than Sean. I thought I was crazy. You're not crazy. You're not crazy. The thing is, there's a lot of I love Alex Pereira. You know I do. I'm a big fan. But there's a lot of glazing going on right now. And I think he's pound for pound number 1 right now. And I'm even saying that. But he's not the best. He's not a well-rounded MMA fighter. Sean O'Malley is definitely a more skilled fighter. It's stupid to think anything else. Laugh my ass off. I'm counting my lucky stars on that one, mate. It could have been bad. Absolutely agree about your takes on whitebirds. No one wants to grow old with a slag that smells like big soup and chips and wet dogs. I just think white girls have weird pussies as well. I'm just going to put that out there. Anyway, I'm cursed to be attracted to white women. That is a problem. Dougie, I need to get back in your chat to bring back the logic. I'm a white guy and I've been addicted to black puss my entire adult life. Can't live without it, unfortunately. Caused me nothing but trouble. I'm telling you now, bro. I've been with two black women in my entire life. One was like the most passive, like it was literally the opposite ends of the scale. One of them was one of the most passive, lovely women I ever met. Bit of a stalker. Like didn't she wouldn't when I tried to get rid of her, she made it very, very hard. I'll put it that way. And then there was another one who was just an utter psycho, crazy bitch. So I'm good, bro. I'm good. You don't want some of that hook toi girl. I still haven't seen that, I've seen the stuff around, but did she just literally say she was going to spit on a dick and that's why she's famous? Is that what it is? And if that's the case, fair play. We need more girls like that. I've seen Rambo 2, aka First Blood Part 2, at least 100 times since childhood. I haven't seen the Rambo films in years. I haven't seen them in years. Surf Ninjas, original SpongeBob movie. The B movie is such a cinematic masterpiece, and Braveheart is dope when they fight. How the fuck did you get B movie and Braveheart in the same sentence as well? Ghost in Scary Movie 2 was trash though, wasn't it? Scary Movie 1 is goated, but Scary Movie 2 is shite. If I was a ghost, I'd watch you while you sleep. I'd be happy to have the company, to be honest. It's a bit lonely these days. Chrissy, remember the B movie, but every time there's yellow on the screen, it speeds up. A Fish Called Wanda, fucking a Western. That movie is goated. A Fish Called Wanda and Dirty Rotten Scoundrels are up there for me. Like the movie I've probably watched the most of my life is probably Big Trouble in Little China. But A Fish Called Wanda is up there as well. I've probably seen that movie like 20 times. Oh, Archie. Like that in terms of casting, yeah, that movie is goated. That movie is goated. I might even watch it again tomorrow. You've inspired me. A Fish Called Wanda's fucking sweet. Again, I'm quite surprised at A Fish Called Wanda because that's obviously quintessentially a British movie as it gets. Absolutely incredible. A Fish Called Wanda. I definitely recommend it to anyone who hasn't seen it. Frankie's gonna have to become Eminem to catch up. Yeah. Sounds like he's back. Again, I haven't heard any of the new album. Go-to movie: Revenge of the Sith or Skyfall. I hope you're joking. I hope you're trolling. Why those two? Why those two? How old are you, Dougie? Ayo, I will smuggle in some good British Columbian Mary Jane and we can have that sesh. I'm down, bro. Chris, I'm more convinced than ever that you need to get over here. I don't smoke anymore, Frankie, but it could happen. I'm definitely the man for good weed, but don't tell Tats the Fed. Half the reason why I gave up smoking weed in the UK is because the shit here is absolutely awful. I told you they either sand it down or they dunk it in water so that it's heavier. It's just shit, mate. And after I went to Amsterdam and I got blazed there and I got frozen in time for like 5 hours, I was like, they don't have real weed here. And I'm just like, I'm not doing it. Fuck that. Man, don't mess around with them black bitches. Asian all the way. 100%, man. Do you know what? I felt like I had to give it. Here's the thing. I had to give it a try so I could have an honest opinion and know that one day I'd be in a room full of base motherfuckers where I could give my honest opinion and say, this is where you go, this is where you don't. And black women ain't it. All my friends are black. I feel like I can comfortably say. That's why I said all my friends are black, because I feel like, again, we're coming full circle. And all my black friends are like, don't fuck with black women. And they're right. They know. If they know, then we're allowed to know. I should have I should have been more specific. I'm addicted to the most ghetto black puss. I know what you're saying. Do you mean like you mean like a somebody who's like I love a scatty bitch. I'm gonna be honest. I love me a scatty bitch. Like I like somebody who's you know, just a scatty whore and is not afraid to show it. And that's just the realness. That's just the realness. White women, I'm alright. I've got the Rambo DVD box set, hold tight, yeah. White chicks got that hook too. Scary Movie 1 is the best. Yeah, Scary Movie 1 is hilarious. I haven't watched it in years. I'll definitely go back and watch that. Give Rambo 2 a watch. It holds up. They actually blew all that shit up. So, bro, that's what they used to do. Close. That's what they used to do in movies back in the day in general. None of this CGI green screen bullshit. They actually used to blow shit up, and you can tell. So definitely, I'll give Rambo 2 another go because they were great movies. I just haven't seen them in so long, you know. Honestly, Boy in the striped pajamas is magnificent, but the Lego Batman movie hits different. The Lego Batman movie is actually good. It's funny. Mary Poppins. Yeah, I could go with some Andrews from time to time. I hate her though because of Sound of Music. Like my sister back in the day, yeah, we used to have, you know when I, I don't I don't know if you know about being this old, but we used to have VHS tapes back in the day and nothing else to go on, and we had very few of them. And she used to rinse and repeat. We used to have like television time in my house because we only had one TV. So every time we get home from school, she'd stick Sound of Music on. Well, Frankie, I'm almost as old as you. You can't. Yeah, I know, but like you hold it better than I do. I smuggle some rum on the Blackbeard 17th century ish. You dig? So you're on the rum tonight. It's fucking sweet. I do love me a bit of rum. I wish I was Legolas. Don't diss me, yeah, bro. That guy had. You can tell he was getting loads of Middle Earth poon. If anyone was dicking down in Lord of the Rings lore, it was Legolas, 100%. Do you enjoy any American music artists? I'm musically retarded. I grew up on a lot of hip hop, um, which again would not surprise you, or it definitely would. Um, but my musical knowledge is dog shit. Like I really need to fix up. Mate, I only watch movies when I'm in bed with the flu. Don't yuck my yum. That's such an Aussie thing to say. Part of the addiction is getting into a fight, having a disgusting bang, then having her cook at 2 a.m. Only black women will fill that void. Oh, wow. That's definitely a very niche type. It's right though. Those post fight bangs are always because Asian women don't really or you think they wouldn't, but Asian women don't really fight like that. But when they do, goddamn, Harley Quinn. Ugh. Titanic the movie is a heartfelt, touching, amazing motion picture, through in and out. But probably forgot, man. The Simpsons movie goes hard in the paint, man. Oh my god. Oh my god. That is funny. Is Emily Blunt fit or just posh and famous? I think she's a dog. I wouldn't put my dick anywhere near her. Emily Blunt seems to me that somebody who'd be very difficult to live with. Again, she falls into that typical entitled white bitch category that I don't like. So fuck Emily Blunt. I don't get why people think she's hot, and I don't get why she has a career. Fuck Emily Blunt. There we go. What fight are you looking forward to the most next? It's got to be the ones on UFC 3. It's got to be the ones on UFC 304, man. It's probably Aspinall and Blades, just because I want to see Aspinall prove he's the guy, and I want him to call out Jones. And I'd probably say it's that's the first fight that came to mind. Weston, you at work or what? Streaming yourself or what? Yeah, he said he's at work. Stop trying to get Dougie to steal my shine, bro. It's my time now. Can you post it? Have I gone past it already? Have I gone past it already, Weston? I thought I read them out. Can you post them again for me? Sorry to ask. Frankie always making sure and reminding us he was born in the 1940s back in the day, because I've got nothing else going for me. All I have is the shock value of admitting that I'm 40 years old and people going, "What the fuck? I thought you were 12." And then like roasting me about it. And then it's all I've got, man. Just let me have it. Let me have it. I don't have anything else. I need something to cling on to. Legolas got Arwen and Galadriel at the same time on some G shit. That definitely went down. No, Aragorn probably had way more poon than to be fair. Legolas was probably bumming Gimli, to be fair. They were a little bit too close. He was probably getting some of that dwarf poon. Or that dwarf anus, to be honest. You're right. We didn't see him hook up with anyone. Whereas at least with Aragorn, we can confirm he was boning the hottest elf. And what are we fucking talking about? Oh my god! All of this is gonna come back to be like, it's all gonna come back to haunt me one day. Fuck you lot, man. And now just the apology meal after a post-fight black bang is the next dish you'll ever eat as a man. I gotta admit, man, you got me curious. Read my favorite. Please post it again, bro. Frankie hates his own kind. Behind you. My favorite movies are Pulp Fiction and Princess Bride. Do you know what? Yeah, Pulp Fiction is incredible. Princess Bride, I never really got it. And the reason for that is, yeah, I think if you love Princess Bride, you need to have watched it when it came out. Like, I didn't really hear about it. And then I watched it literally like 5 years ago for the first time. And I was like, meh. Because like, a lot of people were bringing it up. And I was like, it's fun, I guess, but I didn't really enjoy it that much. Sorry, 1 second, guys. Saturday, got to bring up Lord. It's Lord of the Rings your go-to, yeah? Dwarf women also have beards. Yeah, it's uncomfortable, isn't it? So every dwarf is essentially a massive fag. They kept that out of the law for quite a long time. You look like Robert Mitchum. That's not too bad. Who the fuck? This is like I've got to say, this is what the 10th guy somebody said I've looked like. And none of them look alike. So I'm starting. Good looking motherfucker. I'll take it. Wait, do I look like young Robert Mitchum or the 1997 Robert Mitchum? Sparking up a fatty for the whiteys in chat that are hurt by this nonsense Frankie is spewing about his own. Bruv, I've done enough in this stream alone to. I'm lucky that this channel is minuscule. Because the stuff I've shouted out in this stream is enough to get me banned on YouTube for life. I might have to go back and look on this one and seriously have a rethink. I might have to consider deleting it. I might have to. Saturday, you're a fucking love you, man. Because the old one looked like a genuine. He looked like a neck with a ball bag just on top. I mean, he was old, so fair play. But still. I had an absolute mama make me cheese grits at 2:30. It's so specific. After a massive fight, best day ever. I will say this about the black girls that I've been with. They throw down and they like it in the back door. So options is what I'm saying. You know, rather than the usual two to work with, you get three holes to enjoy. So maybe that's not a black thing, and it might have just been those two. But that's 100% record. So I think I'm allowed to say that. Chris Gray knows who drowned on Lord of the Rings poon tier list now. Add that to the list, bro. Dougie, I feel like I'm really helping you out here. Like I'm giving you so much to do. I mean, what tier list did I give you last time? It was the best drugs to spike your friends on tier list. I thought that was a goddamn that was a GOAT level tier list if I've ever heard one. It was like, what drug is the least okay to plant into your mate's drink? That was an epic level one. And then there was another one we did as well. Or there's another one we mentioned that we definitely need to get around to doing. There is a shortage of perfect breasts in the world. Is that a Princess Bride? That feels like a Princess Bride quote. Damn, son. All baddies can get it. Down straight. I like many holes like a golfer. All I'm saying Saturday is options, bro. Would options kill anyone? You know? That's all I'm saying. I want to be able to pitch, to punt my golf ball into a different hole every now and then. I don't want to be playing the first hole over and over again. No, Harry Maguire twin brother here. Fuck him. All right, ban him. Ban the cunt. That's it. He's gone too far. And that's the second time you've said that, cunt. Let's get a picture of Harry Maguire up for people who don't know why I'm so suddenly upset. Hang on. I mean, look at this retarded looking motherfucker. Hang on. Let me just share that with the group. This is Harry Maguire. This is a bit more accurate. You see and this is a true life picture, by the way. That's really the body to head proportion. I mean, look at this gormless looking motherfucker. Do you not fuck this? I'm upset now. Acid. Put one hit in a dozen deviled eggs. Is that like the best way to get high off acid? I feel like I could play badminton at a professional level. That's usually how I feel when I'm drunk. I feel like I could do loads of things I definitely couldn't do. Like lose my virginity. One day it's coming. One day is coming. ROUS, rats of unusual size. Do you know what, Weston? Is it worth me watching Princess Bride again? Is that what you're basically pitching at? Who am I to ban? Oh, suddenly you're getting very coy. Suddenly you're getting very coy up in here. The better looking one, though. I take it back. It's all right, Chris. I'm just joking. I think this might be the only chat on planet Earth it's impossible to get banned from, unless you try to dox me, which someone tried to do the other day. One day I'm piping down with the gyaldem. Even the way I say gyaldem is embarrassing. It's horrible. I would never say such blasphemy, Paradox. Dudes, I've just realized as well, I've got to travel to London. So do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give it another 15 minutes and then I'm fucking off. So if there's anything insulting you want to say to me or anything else you want to bring up, please do it now. Also, I would say, guys, if you're in here and you want to get a sub shout out, please do that. So Paradox and the lads, if you could post your stuff in the stream. Dougie as well. I mean, Dougie's getting greedy now. He's got his 1,000 subs, and now he's getting a bit greedy. But definitely subscribe to Dougie. He's a fucking legend. Subscribe to Paradox. And we're gonna get an Aaron Tats video soon, I've heard. So we have to start bigging up his channel because he's been supporting everyone for time. So we need to get on him. Gialdem. Is that correct? Gialdem. I realize I sound retarded. It's fine. Weston won't ban me. We're best friends. Hashtag besties. Damn, you're leaving us already. Well, I have been on here for like 3 hours. I've got to go and take care of some embassy business tomorrow for all the traveling. So that's the only reason. Otherwise, I'd stay here until the break of dawn. But I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back. I'm gonna do every day pretty much 12:30 till 3. It's just kind of become my thing now. And when we've got such illuminating conversations such as Cumburgers, why would I not? I feel like I could deadlift 300 kg easily right now. Would you mind not trying that? Because I kind of like you. And, I don't want you to die. Who do we link right now? Dougie, brutally honest. ITP's obviously already a superstar, so we'll just throw up a mention. Obviously, legend like Phil. Hope you get better, by the way, Phil. If you're still hanging around, which I doubt. I was gonna say, oh, what's there's a few people that we usually shout out, but because we're not here and like the stream so bad, MMA Math Grows. That would be. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you for reminding me. I always forget that. I appreciate that. I can bicep curl 54. That's why they call me Banana Man. Like I can lift quite a large amount for my very ample frame. I want power slap, but with headbutts. It would definitely be better than power slap. Anything's better than fucking power slap. It's wanky. It's just wanky. Could you bring me some hash? Yeah, we might as well start dealing up in here now. We might as well. This might as well become the new Silk Road, where we can make little drug deals amongst us as well. Why not? It can be like a go-to drug hub. Going across to Canada in a few days, so hyped. Where exactly are you going? Yeah, brutally honest MMA. Dougie's Corner, get over to there as well. I'm not gonna go live for about 4 hours. I'm on a fucking scaffold at the moment. Dougie, I'm gonna jump on and I'm gonna chuck you a membership. That's the first thing I'm gonna do. Because I'm gonna be on a train probably in about 4 hours. Maybe a little bit longer than that. How long are you staying on for? Because I keep meaning to drop you a membership, but I want to do it live on stream so you can shout me out, so at least I get something out of it. Do you know what I'm saying? This is the new dark web. This could be dark. This could be dark tube. MMA Math could be known as the dark tube channel. Like I would I'm genuinely scared to go back and listen to some of these. I'm genuinely scared. And I hope to fuck that nobody I actually know in real life actually comes and watches these. Because my reputation could go down in the gutter overnight. He wants 220s. I'll take a 4. Take a 4. I used to sell weed on my BMX in the mid to late 2000s. It would have been really handy to have you around, bro. I assume you fly straight as an arrow. Going to Nova Scotia, meeting my sister, then driving to New Brunswick to see my grandparents. Sounds like a very wholesome trip. And I hope you have a wonderful time. And I hope you have time to jump on stream, cunt, so you can continue to contribute. Thanks, man. I'll go live 4:30 AEST. Let me chuck that up. And like for an hour and a half. You'll get a shout out midstream no matter what, Frankie. You fucking legend. I'm plodding my way up the subscriber count. It's getting great. But like I said, the main thing here, man, is the activity in these chats these days is fucking bosh. So I'm delighted. I'm fucking delighted. But yeah, I think I'll give it another couple minutes, just give you guys the last opportunity to tell me to go fuck myself. And yeah, I think I'll call it a day there. But I will be back at the same time tomorrow. So I'm thinking yeah, same time, 12:30 till 3:30 my time, which I don't know, EST, ET, West T, whatever. I have no idea what times those are. Figure it out yourselves, cunts. Like, maths isn't that hard. It's -7 or -6, whatever. But no, I appreciate every single one of you cunts, and thanks for another really disturbing conversation that I'll never get over, and that will probably ruin my YouTube reputation forever. Not that I ever had one. So thank you. You're all scum. You're all fucking scum. Never change. I will get fucked. I will. That's basically the have a nice day, see you tomorrow round here. So get fucked, you cunts. See you in a bit.